shedding 6 times. What is going on, horror gang? How's everybody doing this morning? Yeah, it's the morning. I can't even get my words right. Once again, this is Shoot at Me Monday from I Shot Him 6 Times YouTube horror movie channel. Every Monday, I try to do a live stream, doing a Q&A about a particular topic or multiple particular horror movie topics that we want to talk about. This is what this stream is about. We'll answer you guys' questions. It's basically like a live Q&A. Whatever questions you guys have, I will try my best to answer them. I know you guys know it's really hard to, keep up with the chat. So I will do as best as I can. But guys, if you haven't already, please be sure to smash that like button. Sorry, I'm super late. The stream was supposed to start at 6 o'clock. Unfortunately, I did not hear my alarm. So we are starting a little bit late, but it's okay because I'll go a little bit. I'll give a few extra minutes. I was going to go 2 hours, but I'll probably go like 2:15 to 2.5 hours, 2 hours, 15 minutes, 2.5 hours, just to make up for that. But yeah, everybody, so far we got 3 people in the chat. Thank you all for being here. I will get to you guys' comments here in a second. But if you guys read the description of the stream, I have a major channel announcement. So if you guys, refresh, my YouTube channel, if you refresh the page, you will see on the top right-hand corner that I now have a merch store. My merch store is now open. I do have 2 designs in there right now that you guys can pick from. I have my original logo design, and I have a custom-made design that was presented and made by Larry Warner. Larry, if you end up seeing this stream, thank you for looking out for that design, my friend. I will say this, you won't see a lot of like trademark, copyrighted material a part of my merch store because obviously you can get in trouble for that. But obviously we will try our best to, kind of, work around that, what I mean, and all that stuff. But I do have 2 live designs that is active right now. I will be creating 2 more designs here later on that I will be throwing up there. So you guys, if you guys keep an eye on the merch store, I will have 2 new designs later on for you guys. But as of right now, we have the regular logo design. Then we have I have the basically it's the hand, Michael's hand with the half pumpkin. That's the design we have and all that. I have that in cups, I have that in stickers, I have that in shirts, if not mistaken, by women's joggers, you name it. Guys, check out the merch store. I have a plethora of stuff in these 2 designs right now that you guys can choose and pick from. There are a couple people, I mean, there was about 6 people who donated to the Monster Mania GoFundMe, you know what I mean, that is actually going to be getting some free merch or whatever for their contribution. So, I mean, definitely some cool stuff. I'm excited about this merch store. I'm excited because I get to be creative and I get to put my stamp on, some things, you know what I mean? So really excited. So guys, if you refresh, the YouTube channel, if you refresh the page, you will see it on the top right-hand corner. You just click that link that says merch and it will take you to my merch store and you guys, can check things out. And let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys, if you guys like, what you see so far in there. And if you guys have, any ideas in terms of merch, you know what I mean, that you guys think would be cool, go ahead, throw it out there. I'm not opposed to, listening to people's ideas for merchandise and stuff like that. But definitely go check it out. Top right-hand corner. It's there. The link is there. If you press that link, it will take you right to my merch store. So you guys, if you guys see some stuff you like, go ahead, and make a purchase. I will eventually here be having a QR code. So obviously certain times I will be doing live streams where I will be, giving a discount, giving offers, on merch and all that stuff. So yeah, I'm just really excited. Finally got the merch store put together. Once again, shout out to Larry Warner for his help. We're going to be working together with this merchandise gig, and it's going to be real fun. I'm really excited. Let's get to some of you guys' chats. Had up to like 5 people already. That's what's up. It's awesome. It's real early in the morning. Again, guys, sorry for my lateness. Holy crap, even Carrie was up in here. Holy hell. I am Isler. Man, I'm way behind. Way behind. It's okay though. We're gonna make up for that. The blackest eyes. What's going on? Top of the morning. Yes, top of the morning is right. That was hell. All you guys did a better job of getting here to the stream faster than I did. That's a shame. It's okay. Nanette, hey, thank you for that, Nanette. No, I actually am not having trouble with StreamYard this morning. This is just strictly me, not hearing the alarm and all that stuff, and just me being late. So again, guys, sorry about that. I'm pretty sure you could tell in my voice that I'm still like a little groggy, just a little groggy. Get more up to date with these chats. I am Ice Lord was in the chat. I don't know if you're still here, Wes, but hey, thank you for stopping in. I know it's super early, guys, and like I said, you guys did a way better job of getting here, before I did. Kudos to you guys. Carrie Craze Cinema Triple C, if you're still here in the chat, Carrie, thank you for stopping in. Greatly appreciate it. Oh, thank you, Nanette. I appreciate that, honestly. Thank you so much. Once again, guys, I'm sorry for being late. Even Bobby's breakdowns like, hey, you're here. Yeah, super late. I'm sorry about it, you guys. So sorry about that. Yeah, more like I slept in 6 times. Yeah, you're right. Honestly, that's what happens when you don't hear the alarm. You're definitely sleeping in. Nice, nice. I say this same shit. I appreciate this. Wakey, wakey, hands off, shaky. It's right. That is right. I love it. Love it. Yeah, thank you, Nanette. I appreciate it. I greatly appreciate it. Speaking of which, and Nanette, you will be getting a notification here too later on. Um, I am doing the Terrifier, watch party tomorrow. I'm inviting Val. Hopefully Val can make it. I'm gonna send you a link then, Nanette, if you want to join the panel for that and all that stuff. So yeah, definitely should be fun tomorrow for Terrifier watch party. Probably gonna set that bad boy for like probably like 9:30ish, 9:30ish, something like that. But yeah, definitely it's gonna be fun because I seen that Terrifier 2 trailer, and I'm not gonna lie, it's got me intrigued. I have not seen Terrifier 1, which is why I want to watch that before I start talking anything about Terrifier 2. So excited for that. I'm not gonna lie, even more excited than I was before about watching Terrifier. Should be fun. Now, Blucker, you're good. Low hanging fruit, my specialty. That's great. Low hanging fruit, my specialty. That's great. Good stuff. Oh, okay, guys. So now that I'm here, I'm getting settled and all that stuff. Cool, Nanette. Nice. Yes. Count me in, Marcus. Cool. Definitely. That's what's up. I figured you'd be on board, Nanette, especially if you had the time for it. I figured you'd be on board. So that's what's up. Blucka says you'll love Terrifier. I hope so, man. I hope so. I told I told my mom because she's like a huge Terrifier fan. Loves Art the Clown. I told her that if I watch this movie and I don't like it, I'm creaming all of y'all. I told her, and she's like, "Bring it on." She's like, "Bring it on. I don't care. You're not gonna dislike it." And I'm just like, "Okay, we'll see." I hope not. I mean, I'm confident though. I'm not gonna lie because it has a lot of good reviews in the community. I don't think I've heard one bad review about it from anybody in the community. So I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna give it a shot for sure. Yeah. See, he says, I think you'll like Terrifier because you're a slasher guy like me. See, and that's what intrigued me about, watching the trailer for the second one or whatever. It's like I really got that slasher vibe off of it. You know what I mean, watching that trailer. So I was like, you know what? I definitely gotta, get on the first one and give it a shot and see what I think and tell you guys how I feel about it. You know what I mean? I'm excited. I'm really excited for tomorrow night. I'm excited to watch this movie. Like, I can say that the filming, Lucas says, I can say that the filming style is the worst thing about it, but at the same time, it also is what creates the creepy atmosphere. I feel. See, and that's like, I my mom was watching it one time, and I was just like walking by or whatever and stuff like that, going to the kitchen, and I see this movie, and it's like I said, the scene was like dead silent. There was like no score. There was, I guess it was just a scene where like I don't know what this scene was, but it was just like silent, but like he's torturing this girl, whatever, and stuff like that. And I'm just looking at it, and it just that it's funny you brought the cinematography up, Lucky, because that's another thing that caught my eye. I was just like, oh, like why does this look like this? Like this looks like so B movie ish, you know what I mean? Like a bad B movie, like the camera work isn't that great and all that and stuff. And just seeing that was I let that be my judgment of the movie. Like just seeing that scene, I'm like, oh, I want to watch this. This looks stupid. You know what I mean? And stuff. But once again, everybody in the community gives it really good reviews and all that stuff. Everybody says it's a good time. So I'm gonna definitely give it a try. Give it a try. And see, that's what I assume too, Block. That's because of an extremely low budget film, and they put most of the money into the gore. Yeah, you can definitely tell it is low budget. But hey, one thing I say and about low budget films is that sometimes we get some of our best movies when it's a low budget film. You know, and it's crazy that even though I say that I still haven't checked this out. But then again, there's just certain movies, you guys know, there's certain movies that you get a feeling it's like, I don't know if I'm gonna feel this. So you tend to, just not even bother with it. And that's how it is with Terrifier for me. But it's okay. Tomorrow night we are definitely we're gonna do this watch party. So guys, I mean, I don't have I didn't create the thumbnail for it yet and all that stuff. But guys, just keep an eye out on your notifications. I'll be sharing it on Instagram. If you haven't followed me on Instagram yet, my Instagram link is in the description of the stream and all that stuff. So you guys, hit that notification bell so you guys can get notified and join me, Nanette, Val. I'm sure Bob will be there and join us, for some Terrifier watch party. Should be fun. I'm also going to reach out to Killjoy Jake, see what he's doing tomorrow night. And if he's not busy, hopefully we can get him on the panel as well, because I know he loves Terrifier. He loves Terrifier. So I would love to have Killjoy Jake on the panel for that if I can get him on. Oh, that's interesting. Hey, real quick, Deaf Central's in the chat. Hey, what's going on, Deaf Central? Good morning. Good morning. Nice to see you here. It's nice to see all of you guys here. It's real early in the morning still. You know what I mean? A lot of you were here at 6 o'clock, a little bit after 6 o'clock. You know what I mean? That's just honestly, it's incredible. It really is. I mean, you guys are the shiznit, as Jamie Kennedy likes to say. You guys are the shiznit. Love the support. Love it. Uh yeah, Blucka, real quick before we start, getting into some Halloween ends talk. Um, Says I think I got through Hereditary once, and it had some good moments, but overall, I snoozed to it. Yes, Blucka, thank you. I fell asleep on that movie. I'll try down the road to give it another shot, but that movie is god awful in my opinion. I just not for me. I fell asleep on it too. It's boring. I don't see the allure to what a lot of people like about Hereditary. I don't. I guess because at certain moments it does get brutal and stuff like that. But hey, so everybody has their you know what I mean. Everybody has their thing. You know what I mean. There's like we talked about it last night. There might be something you love that I don't like or hate, and there might be something I love that you might hate. It goes both ways. Hereditary. I just don't think that's a good movie at all. I don't. Maybe down the line I will try to give it another chance, and maybe it might change my perspective, but I highly doubt it. You know, I just and that's another movie I didn't get into, Blucka, is the Babadook. That's I just no, no. I never even tried to watch it just because I when these type of movies started coming out, I don't know. And if I'm not mistaken, it wasn't is the Babadook PG-13. See, that's the thing. A lot of them come out and they're PG-13, and I'm just like, don't get me wrong, there's some good PG-13 horror movies, but I'm a rated R type of guy. You know what I mean? Like I want my rating R, like because then that gives me a general idea that we're gonna push the envelope a little bit. You're my boy Blue. You're my boy. That's what's up. That's what's up. Right, exactly. If you're talking about the Babadook, the Blackest Eyes, I'm in the same boat. You know, maybe it's something again down the line that I'll give it a shot. You know what I mean? That's the beauty about this community is that we all have this, I guess, a gift. You know what I mean? To be persuasive and be like, hey guys, you may not like it, but you know what? Let's give it a chance here. So maybe the Babadook is something down the line I'll do a watch party on and give my reaction and let you guys know how I feel. I don't know, just those type of movies really scare me because I feel like I was, gonna wait. I feel like I'm gonna waste my time. And there's one thing I don't like to do is waste my time. Remember Al Pacino in Heat when he's trying to get the information off the dude? What does he say? Don't waste my motherfucking time. You know what I mean? That's just how I am. Don't waste my motherfucking time. I don't like my time being wasted. I don't. Time is so precious as it is. See, and that's the thing, man. Like I said, that's why I don't go with those rankings, man. Like I said, I've seen movies be rated 90 something percent. That's good. Some movies, I mean, that's not good. Some movies that's rated lower, that is good. Like, so it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Hey, it's all, like I said, it's all about you, the viewer. If you like it, that's what matters. You know what I mean? If it's all about what we see and what we perceive about the movie, you know? No, Blucker, you don't like shit movies. It's just everybody, it's a beautiful thing. Everybody has a different opinion. You know what I mean? That doesn't mean you like shit movies. You know what I mean? Just because I don't like it, you and many other people can like these movies. That's the beautiful thing about horror movies is that each one of them, whether you hate them or you love them, they all have their certain spirit to them. Especially if you don't like it, they still have that certain spirit to them that might make you like it even the tiniest bit. See, everything spirit Death Central says everything spirit or ghost is annoying. There's never great kills or gore. See, and it's not that I don't like paranormal, because I like some paranormal, movies and stuff like that, but just some of them, they drag out and a lot of them just kind of reciprocate the same formula. You know what I mean? In terms of the paranormal being and all that stuff, like the house is haunted. There's an evil spirit living in this house, so and you can say the same thing about slashers and all that stuff. However, I'd like to think that with slashers, especially, you can be a little bit more creative than with the paranormal. With slashers, you can do some different things. You can definitely do some different things. It's funny. Yeah, let's park it right here, as Craven likes to say. Let's park it right here for a second. The Blackest Eye says Halloween 6 is not a good movie, but I love it. It's funny because I was just watching the producer's cut version in its entirety with my mom the other day. And I will say this, there's certain things that they could have did with that producer's cut that would have been okay to me. I wouldn't have minded. There was some extra bonus material that I did, like the beginning with Loomis narrating, and it's nothing against Paul Rudd. I love me some Paul Rudd. I love him as Tommy Doyle. I love the original beginning of the theatrical release to Halloween 6, where you hear him narrating, talking about evil and talking about Michael. However, the producer's cut, hearing Loomis do the narration, it just has that Halloween feel and has that spirit to it. And it's Loomis. So it's like as soon as I heard him narrate, and I'm just like, oh, why didn't they use this one? Like in my opinion, using the Loomis narration would have meant so much more because he, outside of Michael, Loomis, you can make an argument that he was the Halloween franchise because of the consistency and the longevity that Donald Pleasance gave to this franchise. You know, so hearing him narrate at the beginning of that producer's cut, talking about Michael, and you see the the cult, dealing with Jamie's baby and putting a thorn on him and doing the whole ritual. But with Dr. Loomis narrating that scene, I thought that that's one of the scenes that they should have kept in the original theatrical cut. And then I also I didn't know that in this producer's cut that I seen clips of it on YouTube, but I obviously forgot about it. But after rewatching, the producer's cut in its entirety, Jamie Lloyd lives. Like, okay, so I like the fact that she actually survived a barn attack. I didn't like how they killed her off in the hospital like that. Like, there's just certain things in this producer's cut that they could have added to the theatrical that, in my opinion, would have made the movie a little bit better. Just a little bit. Like, I will say this though. There's also some things that they did in that producer's cut that I'm glad didn't make it to the theatrical because it would have gave away too much too early. Like this scene in particular, when when Dr. Loomis, when Wynn takes Dr. Loomis back to Smith's Grove and they're trying to get the files for Michael and this and that, you see this is an extended scene. Dr. Wynn says he wants to capture Michael, but he wants to bring him in alive. When I seen that scene instantly, I'm like, if this scene would have been put into the theatrical cut, and then that scene would have played out, and you would have heard Wynn saying, "Oh, I want to bring Michael Myers in alive," you know what I mean? Then you would have instantly knew that Dr. Wynn was behind it. Instantly. Why would you want to bring this psychopath in alive? You know what I mean? Like, so, and then like there's a scene where Barry Sims, gets killed or whatever. In the producer's cut, they show that he walks into the Smith Grove van where Michael is obviously in the back. That wasn't, his van. That was actually a Smith Grove van. In the producer's cut, they gave that away, which in the theatrical version, they didn't, which I thought was smart. You didn't want to give that away because obviously it would have, tampered with the reveal that Wynn was involved. So there's some things that the producer's cut did that I'm glad, didn't make it to the theatrical cut. I mean, it didn't save the movie regardless. But there's also some things from the producer's cut that could have made it into the movie and I would have been okay with. So but altogether, Halloween 6 is a bad movie. It really is. The worst thing I hate about the producer's cut is the scene where you see Tommy, where Michael's walking, chasing him down the hallway, and you see Tommy put the ritual powder on the ground, and he slices his hand and smears the blood, and then Michael, grabs him, starts to choke him, and he says Sam Hain, and it stopped Michael from killing him. That just was so cringy to watch. It was watching that, it was just like, this movie was a bad movie. It really was. The worst of it all is that you had Michael basically rape his own niece and father a child. That was, I don't know who the fuck, what the fuck this director was thinking. Like, ooh, that was gonna catch the allure of the audience, but no go, no go at all. And what's even worse is that in the producer's cut, they they don't show that they don't show him raping her, but they kind of give you the idea that he's about to do it. You see Michael walking up to her and she's like tied up and all that stuff. And you hear, Jamie saying, "Uncle Michael, please don't hurt me." That's her saying that to him before he does his thing. And it's just like, God, why? Who the fuck came up? Who the fuck came up with this stupid, disgusting idea? Honestly, like, whoever, that director needs to be punched in the gut for that one. Honestly, just having to see that just really left a really sour taste in my mouth, like a really sour taste. Yeah, Nanette. I see the Blackest Eyes saying, explaining to her this is the producer's cut. Yeah, Nanette, if you haven't seen it yet, go check out the producer's cut of Halloween 6. I mean, it is different. It's a little bit different from the theatrical version. It doesn't make the movie any better. It makes the movie a lot worse, in my opinion. But there is certain things that you could have added to the theatrical cut that would have made it, okay, in my opinion. Just only a couple things. Not a lot, especially not the scene where, Jamie gets killed in the hospital, not the scene, with you see Michael basically about to do his thing with his niece. Like, it just so cringy. So cringy. Another thing that they didn't do a good job at in the producer's cut is when Win makes his appearance in Danny's room, when he shows up at night and he's like, "Kill for him." You clearly, especially if you like go up to your TV and like really look and the lighting's there, you can tell it's Dr. Wynn. You can tell it's Mitchell Ryan. So what they did in the theatrical version, better than the producer's cut, was they did a good job of hiding the twist. You know what I mean? They did a good job of hiding what would have been a twist of Wynn's reveal. That's what the theatrical version did do a lot better at. But outside of that, that movie is a shit show. Just like Halloween 5 was a shit show. Definitely terrible movies. And I say movies because they're the same movie, but they're still two different versions. Like, and neither one of them are really that great. Like, for instance, another scene in the producer's cut, the dad, the Strode, the Strode's dad, or whatever, Papa Strode, if you want to call him that. Papa Strode. His kill in the theatrical version was way better than in the producer's cut. The producer's cut was like, his kill was kind of weak. But in the theatrical version, that was the best kill in the movie, if you ask me. But yeah, that Halloween 6 is the only reason why I can go back and watch it is because of Paul Rudd and Donald Pleasance. That's it. I love Paul Rudd. I love Paul Rudd in Halloween. I love him as Tommy Doyle. I was really upset when they weren't able to get him for Halloween Kills. I understand it because he was busy with Ghostbusters, but man, that was such a missed opportunity, if you ask me. You know what I mean? Because I'm gonna put it this way. I think if Paul Rudd would have played the part of Tommy Doyle in Kills, he would have lived till Ends. I think we will be getting him in Halloween Ends if Paul Rudd was, playing in Halloween Kills. But unfortunately, we won't. Obviously, that's a missed opportunity, and we won't get that. It sucks because I really wanted to see Paul Rudd reprise his role as Tommy Doyle. I thought he played a sensational Tommy Doyle. He like I can rewatch Halloween 6 like I said, just based on Paul Rudd and Donald Pleasant's performance. Those two together was money. That made that movie for me. Just watching them, their dialogue, everything. Like that's what makes that movie watchable for me. You know what I mean? As their performances. Hey, hashtag the general is in the chat. Good morning, Val. She says, Marcus, what the hell are you doing up this early? Well, the thing is, Val, I was supposed to be on at 6 o'clock, but unfortunately, I had overslept, did not hear my alarm. So I just, started about a half hour ago and all that stuff. Fortunately, everybody who was already in the chat that was waiting for me to start at 6 is here now. It's a blessing, in all honesty. We have some, as you know, Val, we got a lot of great people in this community. So, and I wanted to, do an early live stream to kind of, maybe, hit a new audience. You know, we do know, as you know, there's, obviously I live in Pennsylvania. Other people might live in a different country or in a different state where the time zone might be different. So just trying to, do a morning stream, try to attract to a newer audience and, see how it plays out. Now, real quick, Val, I don't, obviously you weren't here for my announcement at the beginning of the stream. So I'll re-announce it again, and it'll probably be a theme, going throughout, the morning and stuff like that. But refresh the page, refresh my YouTube channel page, and on the top right hand corner, you will see my merch store is now live. My merch store is open. So if you guys want to take a look at the merch and see what I have, I do have 2 designs in there right now. I will be having 2 more designs by the end of the day. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna lie, I'm really liking, doing this whole merch creating stuff. It's fun to me. You know what I mean? So right now, I have 2 designs on there. If you press the link on, if you press that merch store link on the top right-hand corner of the channel, it'll direct you right to my merch store, and you get to, pick of the litter. So hopefully you guys like what I have in there so far, and hopefully you guys see something you like in the merch store and all that stuff. Like I said, guys, I'm really excited, for this merch store being live, being open, because I like to be creative, and that's something like once I started doing the merch and seeing how much product I can do with it in terms of creating bags, creating socks, like glassware. It's just like, man, it's invigorating. I'm not even gonna lie. Not even gonna lie. Like, I love it. Unfortunately, I won't be able to do a lot of copyrighted material, obviously, because it is copyrighted and it's trademark. And the last thing I want to do is, get sued or get in trouble. But that's the beautiful thing about me, is that I like to be creative anyway and come up with my own ideas. So I definitely got some ideas out there. I can't wait for the one that I have for you guys to see. I'm not gonna, say nothing about it yet, but there's this one design that I think you guys really are gonna like, and I'm excited for it. But yeah, go ahead, check out the merch store, and the 2 designs in there that I do have right now. See if it, tickles your fancy. See if you like it. But thank you for stopping in, Val. Always showing support. Gotta love the general. Thank you for stopping in, and I hope you're having a great morning, Val. The blackest eyes. A scene like that don't suit Halloween. It's raining red, mommy. It's raining red, right? Right? That's another thing, is like, how the hell did Michael get Barry up in that tree without anybody noticing? Like, it's beyond me, but you know, excuse me, that's movies, it happens. But all right, guys, let's get into some Halloween ends discussion. I guess I'll start off with this. Okay. Obviously, it seems like we are getting a copycat Michael Myers in this movie. But I want to ask you guys, do you guys think, all right, do you think we're actually getting a copycat, or do you think that this is all a ruse? You know what I mean? Because I have the feeling that the whole copycat thing is kind of a ruse. I don't know if there's actually going to be a copycat Michael Myers catching bodies. I can see Corey Cunningham dressing up like Michael Myers, kind of as like a tip of the hat to Ben Tramer. I honestly think Corey Cunningham donning the Michael Myers, costume, I think it's going to be more of a tip to Ben Tramer. I think it is going to be more of an homage, a tip of the hat to Ben Tramer in Halloween 2 when he wore the Michael Myers costume and eventually was, killed, ran over or hit by that car. Every time I rewatch that trailer and I see the fake Michael Myers, I just I just get Ben Tramer vibes. And I don't know. I feel like this whole copycat Michael Myers thing is is a lure to just get us talking, and that a lot of the kills in this movie, or most, if not all the kills in this movie, will be done by Michael Myers himself. Like it's going to be interesting. I will also say I think Michael's going to be captured in the beginning. I'm going to do a video about it, about the beginning of, like, how will the beginning of Halloween ends, like how will it start? And I keep having this feeling that we're going to get a scene that sees Michael captured, kind of like the retcon scene in Halloween Kills from 78, where he was captured right outside of his house. I have a feeling that that's what they're going to do. Like, for all the talk about, oh, will they retcon the end of Halloween Kills for the beginning of Halloween Ends because of the way, Halloween Kills ended? A lot of people were dissatisfied with that ending. And a lot of people have a lot of questions about how the hell did Michael get up the stairs to kill Karen without us seeing him, go up the stairs and all of that stuff. I do think that I don't think they're going to fully retcon the ending scene of Kills and throw it in the beginning. However, I will say this. I think that the beginning of Halloween Ends will take place the same night of Halloween 18 and Halloween Kills. And I think that deleted scene where we see Laurie, after Michael picks up Karen's phone and you hear him breathing on the phone and Laurie hears him breathing and she says, "I'm coming for you, Michael." And then she's like walking through the hospital hallway and all that stuff. I think that we are going to get that as the beginning to where we see Laurie going to Michael's house, and possibly when she gets there, Michael's either already outside and waiting and stuff like that. They're going to capture him. I have a feeling that something is going to happen. We're going to pick up from that night in 2018, and then we're going to see Michael captured. How this goes down exactly, I can't tell you guys because I don't know. I do think they need to do something with that, though. I do, because I want to know how, like, we have to get an explanation leading into this time jump of where is Michael Myers. You know what I mean? And this is why I did that video about my theory about Laurie potentially burning down his house, or a lot of people say the house is going to get bulldozed. Something is going to happen with the Myers house to where when Michael does make his return, this is why he's in the sewers instead of going back home, because he doesn't have a home to go back to. Now, I have this feeling that if we don't get a showdown at the beginning of the movie with Laurie coming from the hospital going to the Myers house because cops and all that stuff is already there, I have a feeling that, let's say by the time Laurie gets there, Michael might be already captured, right? And they're about to take Michael away. Laurie, while Michael is still kind of there, but obviously just in the back, of the cop car or whatever, looking on and all that. In that moment, Michael might witness Laurie take a match to his house or something, which would make her a target, of his in this new movie. Because in the previous movies, like, she was not a target at all, in my opinion. They did not make her a target. Michael was not after her, and they made that very clear. How you can make her a target in this new movie is if she fucks with his house and destroys his house, because obviously he's going to want to get retribution. I feel like the beginning is going to lay the groundwork for why Michael Myers is living in the sewers when he does make his return. I think that he does get transported back to Glass Hill, and obviously after this time jump 4 years later, he breaks out again. You know, it's going to be interesting for sure. But I hope they do something. I hope they do something with the beginning that makes sense to tie into the 4-year time jump. I hope that they kind of do retcon that ending 2 kills just a tiny bit, because it just, we have to find out how the hell did he get up those stairs to kill Karen. We have to find that out. Now, I know a lot of people feel like the mob scene was a dream, and that's very much possible. Another thing that I will go with is that what we have is, when we see Karen and Allison on the porch and you see all the paramedics there, you know, catering to them and all that stuff, and Michael is still back, taking care of the mob. What I think is that there's an obvious time jump in between those sequences, right? To where Karen's back at Michael's house and Michael's, dealing with the mob. I'm starting to think that Michael, when he does go back to the house to kill Karen, I think it's before the cops and everybody, all the paramedics and all that stuff even get there. I think that he made it back to the house before the paramedics and all them got back there, and before we see Karen and Allison basically sitting on the porch. That's what I think happened. That's why we don't see Michael going up the stairs, just because before that scene happened, he's already there. He already made his way back to the house before the cameras panned over, and you see all the paramedics and the cops. That's what I think is going on. That's why we don't see Michael going up the stairs. And I hope they do explain that. I think that's something that really does need to be explained. It's something that really does need to be explained, and it would help tie in with the 4-year time jump. And I even would say that him being recaptured helps with the 4-year time jump, because let's really be honest. Are we really going to believe that Michael Audrey Myers, for 4 years is going to be living in a tunnel, skipping all these past Halloweens, all because of a global pandemic? We've seen Michael go in people's houses before. Michael doesn't need to see people outside in order, like, to kill. Like, he doesn't need to see trick-or-treaters out in order to kill. He didn't need to see trick-or-treaters at the gas station when he killed the gas station attendant and he killed the podcasters. I just find it really hard to believe that for 4 years, Michael Myers is living in the sewers, you know what I mean? And not when Halloween does come, even though Halloween is canceled because, the global pandemic and all the stuff that's going on, that doesn't relate to him. That just doesn't relate to him. He's evil. If evil has no conscience, if evil has no motive, why would he need Halloween to be actively, festive? Why would he need trick-or-treaters outside to start his bloody rampage all over again? I don't think that doesn't pertain to Michael. It just doesn't. It might pertain to all of us because we are human. He is not human, which is why it doesn't pertain to him. So I think that he is going to be recaptured. I think we are going to get an homage scene of that retcon in Halloween Kills where we see him captured. I actually think the scene where we see Hawkins running up, coming out of the cop car, that can't be, because he was obviously still in the hospital. You know what I mean? So that has to be for a later scene. But it does look good. You know what I mean? That would actually look good, that scene, Hawkins, running out, the cop car, you know what I mean? Running up to the porch, because Michael's standing out there and they have all the guns pointing at him and all that stuff. That would be a pretty cool shot. But obviously, Hawkins was in the hospital that night, in 2018, so that couldn't happen. But either way, guys, they got to do something with that ending from Halloween Kills and kind of put it here in the beginning. You know what I mean? Like, they have to do something. They have to explain, how did Michael get up those stairs without us even noticing? That's the biggest thing for me. We got to find that out. All right, let me get back to some of you guys' chats and all that stuff here. See what you guys are saying about it. Val says, I think we are getting an obsessed teenager, not a copycat killer. Hey, Val, that's very, very possible. That's very possible. Very, very possible. I don't think we're getting a copycat killer neither, Val. I think the only one who is going to be doing the murders in this movie is Michael Myers himself. Death Central says, I'd love to see Myers going after his copycat. Destroy that kid. Right? Man, I will say this. I don't know if Michael can destroy Corey any more than he destroyed Cameron. Like that Cameron kill, guys, man. That might be my favorite kill of this new trilogy. Unless Halloween Ends can do something kill-wise that blows my mind. Like that kill of Cameron in Halloween Kills was just, oh man. He broke that kid up. He, like, you talk about destroying that kid, he destroyed Cameron. Like, whew, man. But good stuff. Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing that as, I mean, I don't want a copycat killer, but I wouldn't mind seeing Michael, hunt down the person who's, trying to dress like him. Scream Rad's in the chat. What's going on, Scream Rad? Good morning, everyone. Just thought I'd stop by before work and say what's up to the chat. Have a good one, bro. Hey, thank you for stopping in, Conrad. I appreciate you, my man. And you have a great day at work, my friend. Get that shmoney. Get that shmoney. Annette says, I think that he probably will wear the costume. He makes you someone, but I don't think he'll go on a killing spree like Michael. I don't believe so neither. Annette, like I said, I think that he is just wearing the costume and it's going to be an homage to Ben Tramer. That's the feeling I'm getting. The closer we get to this movie, that's what I'm feeling coming out of Corey Cunningham and this whoever's wearing the Myers costume. I feel like this is going to be more of a tipping of the hat to Ben Tramer in Halloween 2. Excuse me. Definitely getting a lot of Ben Tramer vibes with this whole copycat, this whole copycat thing. It is one thing for sure that in that scene in the beginning of the trailer, that is not Michael Myers. He's got all his fingers. That's for sure. I agree with this, Blucka. Halloween Kills was full of editing inconsistencies. I feel so. I just brushed that Karen scene off to editing error. No, I agree. I do think that wasn't an editing error. That ending scene it feels like there was something wrong with that ending scene. For sure. Blucka says you had things like the teleporting nurse when climbing out of the truck, or that girl looking like she got into a fight with Michael when they found her in the playground. Yeah, that's another scene in Kills that really didn't sit well with me. Was Lindsay's scene where they find her and she's got blood and she looks like all wet, and I'm just like, he didn't even touch her. I mean, like, he didn't even find her. So why was she looking that banged up? That's definitely another scene that didn't sit well with me in Halloween Kills. There was definitely some editing inconsistencies in there for sure. Definitely. I like Halloween Kills a lot, but there was definitely a lot of inconsistencies in terms of editing in there. I agree with you, Blucka. Definitely. Kyle Brandon in the chat. If you're still here, Kyle, hey, good morning, my friend. Good morning. Thank you for stopping in. Hope your morning is going well so far, Kyle. Oh man, no, bro, listen. he definitely listen. He definitely did that to hurt Allison. He definitely did. The way he did it, you know, the way he killed Cameron, there's no doubt in my mind he was definitely doing that to hurt Allison. No doubt about it. Especially when he comes halfway down the stairs and he stops and he just slowly looks at Cameron and he kind of like looks and he's like looking at Allison too. And she's like, no, no, like, don't do it. You know what I mean? Like, no, screaming no. And he just slowly just, I just, he definitely did that to destroy Allison's emotions. He definitely did. And man, that scene is just, woo! That's what I like, man. I'm not going to lie. Like, I love it. I really do. I love that scene. Feel bad for Cameron, but I love that scene, man. Like, he fucking destroyed that kid. Absolutely destroyed him. The boom, the boom, the bang, the bang. Like, broke him up, man. Broke him up. Broke him up good for sure. Like, that's like when you're watching a fight, you know what I mean? Like, and I watch a lot of combat sports. I love boxing. I love UFC. Love mixed martial arts and love boxing. And it's like when you're seeing a guy take punishment over, a sustained amount of time, when the punishment starts to wear on his face and on his body, because you take enough body shots, to the rib cage and all that, you will see the bruising, you will see the red marks and all that. It's just like watching a fight and watching a guy take a beating over a sustained amount of time. It's like us fight fans like to say, he's getting broke up. He is getting broke the fuck up. This guy is breaking him the fuck up, right? Round by round, minute by minute. This guy is getting broke up. And that's how it was for Cameron. Second by second, Michael broke him up. Literally broke him. Like, if you want to talk about a scene where a human being gets broken in half, like good old JR says in WWE, oh my God, he broke him in half. That's all I can think about when I'm watching that scene with Cameron. I hear JR's voice screaming to me in the back of my head, good God, he broke him in half. Like, he broke Cameron in half. Like, woo! Just talking about that scene gets me so excited. I sound so demented saying that, but it's true. I love that scene. Like, he just obliterated him. The idea seems to be closing off. Lucas says the idea seems to be closing off the Laurie versus Michael storyline and starting on Allison and Friends versus Shape storyline. I'll say this, and we're actually going to get into it and get into that a little bit about Allison. Before we do get into it, I will say this: I kind of hope they don't go in that direction, and I'll explain why when we get there. I'm actually kind of leaning off sequels involving Allison. Yes, the blackest eyes. Yes, especially when he twisted Cameron's neck just to add the cherry on top. Absolutely. Absolutely. Kyle says, yeah, still here, Marcus. I'm at work so I can catch all morning streams. Nice, nice, nice. That's what's up. It's nothing like getting paid and still kind of being able to chill and do your own thing on the side as well, man. I love that. I love jobs like that. I sound so lazy, but that is further from the truth. Like, man, let me tell you something. I work. I do. Like, I don't play around. One thing about me with work, and people always say this to me, they're like, man, like, you're such a good worker. You move so fast. It's because I'm ready to get the job done and go home. The faster I work, the faster that clock goes, and the faster it helps me get the hell out of there. That's how I look at it. That's why I like to work fast. You work fast and makes the time just go that much faster. Lucky says the weirdest editing error in Halloween Kills was the Little John bedroom scene. We see Michael by the window, but Little John is screaming like he is being murdered before Michael moves. I agree. That's another scene that kind of, left a little, sour taste in my mouth a little bit. Was that the Little John scene was when he sees Michael and he's like, Michael, you've come home. Well, first off, how the fuck do you know that's actually Michael Myers and not an imposter? Somebody dressed up like him, As well as, why would you just stand there? Why wouldn't you run? It's like you're just standing there waiting to be killed, So, Blucka, I agree. Man, Blucka, you're on fire this morning. Definitely with some good points. Definitely some good points. Yeah, that little John scene didn't sit well with me neither, especially with him just, Michael, you've come home. And then, like you said, you see Michael walking towards him, and then he starts screaming while Michael is walking towards him. Like, Michael didn't even lay a finger on him yet. So, another thing that I found weird about that, and maybe this is just me theorizing and looking too much into it, and I actually am going to do a video about it, is what if Little John is related to Michael? What if Little John is related to Michael? And the reason why I found that, thought to be quite fascinating is because the way Little John responded to seeing Michael. Michael, you've come home. Like as if he knows him. You know what I mean? I really got those type of vibes off of Little John in that scene. After rewatching Halloween Kills the other day, I actually watched it the other day. Like just seeing that scene over again, I don't know. Might be something I'll have to do some research into. Might have to do some research into the Little John character to see if there's any, backstory to this guy. See if he is related to the Myers in any sense of the fashion. I just the way he talked to Michael, and there was no fear there too. There was no fear in that moment. Like he just was so nonchalant. Michael, you've come home. Like that just I don't know, guys. That doesn't sit well with me. Doesn't sit well with me at all. And I'm definitely gonna, do some more digging into it. Real quick. Okay, you see, yeah. Val says, "Hope everyone has a fabulous day. I'm off to spend some time with my grandbabies. I'm loving this early morning stream, Marcus. Hey, Val, that's what's up. Hey, you go ahead and love those grandbabies, Val. You enjoy the rest of your morning and the rest of your day. And thank you for stopping in. And yes, absolutely. I'm gonna be definitely trying to do some more morning streams here. You know, definitely for sure. I want to start doing some more morning streams, but I got to be on time. You know what I mean? I definitely got to be on time. I am so grateful that a lot of you who are here at 6 o'clock are still here now. It's really a sight before eyes. It's incredible to see. As soon as I seen all you guys' comments when I got on, I'm just like, oh my god. I'm like, these guys hate me. Like, oh man. But yes, Val, have a great day, Val, and love up those grandbabies. Gotta love up the grandbabies for sure. Nanette asks, Marcus, are you doing anything later today? I do go to work. I do work. And I don't know exactly what time I'm going to be off just yet. It depends. They might need me to stay a little bit longer. They might not. I'm hoping they do. Ooh, Kyle says I got my Jeepers Creepers tickets. Ooh, nice. Excuse me. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to check out the new Jeepers Creepers. And the reason why is because it looks more like a slasher. And I think especially for this character, for the Creeper, that is fascinating. I think that's a fascinating direction to take with this character. Like it says, I feel like what ruined Halloween Kills the most for me was the JLC interview where they said they compared their mob scenes to BLM riots and impact mob mentality have had in a destructive way, and that Halloween ends would be compared itself to COVID, how the plague impacted communities. It's going to be interesting. I think a lot of the shit that they're saying in terms of like interviews and all that stuff, I think it's just hot air. I don't think a lot of that stuff is even like remotely true. I think they're doing this to kind of gas us up, to try just to get us talking, in all honesty, to get us talking. I just genuinely believe that. I could be wrong, but I don't know. I feel like a lot of the stuff they're saying, like John Carpenter saying, "Oh, this movie's going to be different from the previous two." Oh, people aren't going to, people are going to be mad about this movie. I just think it's all publicity. I think they're talking out of their ass. Larry Warder in the chat, my man. What is going on, Larry? Hey, Larry, I just gave you a shout out earlier. If obviously you're just getting here, so you didn't catch it, but the merch store is up, my friend. And guys, everybody, Larry is helping me with my merch and with my designing. So, guys, salute to Larry for helping a brother out and looking out and being a part of the team and being a part of the family. Larry says, "Good morning, Marcus. Good morning, chat. 5:30 a.m. here. I'm on my way to work. Nice surprise to see you all this morning." Absolutely, man. Absolutely. It's great to see you too, Larry. Great to see you too, my friend. And definitely going to be getting a hold of you here in the coming days with some more merch designs and see what you can put together. Guys, I gotta upload this one shirt with bullet holes, 6 bullet holes that Larry did. Guys, I'm telling you, when I upload this later on the merch store, like he did such a good job. Like he did such a good job with that shirt. Like I'm like in love with that shirt. I can't wait to put it on the merch store later on today. I can't. And I think when you guys see that shirt with the bullet holes and the blood dripping out of it, you guys are gonna love it too. I'm telling you, Larry did a fantastic job with that shirt, man. Fantastic job. Like I said earlier, guys, I have 2 designs that's live right there in the merch store right now. I will be having 2 more designs by the end of the day. So by the end of today, you will have 4 designs to choose from the merch store. So definitely, keep your eyes peeled. Dev Central. Oh yeah, now there you. Here we go. That's a good question, Dev Central. Do you think Myers dies at the end? Yes, I do. I think that in this timeline, Michael Myers will die at the end of Halloween Ends. And the reason why I believe so, the reason why, is John Carpenter's interview was pretty telling to me when he said there's going to be more Michael Myers based Halloween movies down the road. What I took from that is that they will be doing a lot of retconning. They will be doing a lot of going back, making Michael younger, possibly. Because keep in mind, Michael is going to be 65. The vessel of Michael Myers is going to be 65 years old. You know what I mean? In this Halloween Ends movie. But the most important thing to keep in mind is that John Carpenter wanted to kill Michael off at the end of Halloween 2, which is why you seen him burning in the hospital. He wanted to kill the character off. Jamie Lee Curtis, Halloween H2O, wanted to kill the character off so she didn't have to do any more Halloween movies. Why this is important is because both of them wanted to kill the character of Michael Myers off so that they can go do different things. And being that David Gordon Green has done such a good job of making these movies feel and go in the direction that John Carpenter wanted in terms of vision, it would not surprise me if they would kill Michael Myers off at the end of Halloween Ends, because this is what both John Carpenter and Jamie Lee Curtis has wanted for a long time. So in this timeline, I do think we will see Michael Myers die again. I do. We do have to keep that in mind. It's not the first time that we've seen Michael Myers get killed on screen. It's not. Halloween 2 did it, and Halloween H2O did it. So, yes, I do think that Michael Myers will die at the end of Halloween Ends. And that's another reason why I don't think we'll get any sequels following Allison. He will die at the end of Ends. I genuinely believe that. I could be wrong. Absolutely, I could be wrong. But I'm just looking at it from the standpoint of the formula that John Carpenter wanted for this character. Keep in mind, he didn't even want to do any more Michael Myers-based movies after the original Halloween. He didn't. He didn't want to bring Michael Myers back. So I'm looking at it from a standpoint that if David Gordon Green is trying to respect the vision and the blessing that John Carpenter gave him for this trilogy, I think they're going to kill him off at the end of Halloween Ends. I do. And in my opinion, I think it's the best way to go, because, and now we're going to lead into this Allison conversation. Guys, if we get sequels following Allison, it's just going to be the same repetitive thing that we've seen with Laurie. It's not going to be anything different. It's going to be a reoccurring cycle. Do you really want to see that? I don't think so. The reason why I don't think we really want to see that is because a lot of us in the community, especially and we talk about it with Scream, we want these creators and these filmmakers to get different. You're not getting much different if you follow Allison in a whole new timeline or in a whole new trilogy. You're not getting different. You're repeating the same formula that you did with Laurie Strode. So, in my opinion, in order to get different, then on top of that, guys, are we really we're already having questions about 60-something-year-old Michael being able to absorb this punishment and being able to walk through anything, bullets, stabs, fire, everything. We already have our questions and reservations about him being this old and still being able to keep going like this. You're going to have even more reservations if he's 70-something years old still doing this. So in my opinion, I think it would be the smart route to kill Michael off in this timeline. And then if you're going to do more Michael Myers-based movies, let's take it back to when Michael was younger, because then that makes sense. He's young enough to still be doing things. You won't have this in your head, like this non-believability factor in your head, that this 60-something, 70-something-year-old man, there's no way he can be doing this still. If you go and make Michael Myers younger, whether you retcon or you just reboot the entire franchise and start from scratch, if you go back and make Michael Myers younger, it will definitely help with the newer audience, especially in understanding. So I do think that they are going to kill Michael at the end of Halloween Ends. I know a lot of fans don't want to see that. I know a lot of fans will probably be upset about that, but I think it makes more sense than it doesn't. In all honesty, I think it makes more sense to do it. I'm sorry, as a fan of this franchise, this is my favorite franchise, I just don't believe the vessel, the human form of Michael Myers, the part of him that is human. I don't believe that in his 70s, he's going to be able to keep up like this. Like, you even see it. I've made this point before. If you rewatch Halloween 78 and then you rewatch Halloween 18 and Halloween Kills, Halloween 78, and granted, you can chalk it up to Michael was a younger man. You can chalk it up to that. But in Halloween 78, when you see Loomis shooting, when you see Laurie stab him in the eye and in the neck and all that, Michael doesn't even grimace. He doesn't make a sound. When he's getting hurt, doesn't make any sound at all. Halloween 18 and in Halloween Kills, when you see them, when you see the mob beating him down, when you see Laurie shoot him in Vicky's yard after he's leaving Vicky's house, when she shoots him, you see Michael stumble and you hear him grunt. So that tells me the punishment at this advanced age, he feels that punishment, as opposed to what he did in 1978. He didn't feel that punishment. He now feels that punishment, which tells me that the vessel is slowly breaking down. He's able to take the punishment enough to keep going, but he feels the punishment, something that he might not have before when he was younger. Now that he's older, he feels this punishment, and it visibly deters him. Like I said, when you see Laurie shoot him in him coming out of Vicky's house and he stumbles, 1978's Michael, that you could sit there and say, oh, when Loomis shot him, obviously he was taking steps backward, and rightfully so. That was from the power of the gun. You didn't hear him grunting after each shot. Each shot that landed, you didn't hear anything come from Michael. Nothing, not a peep. So, in my opinion, guys, I think the fact that we see Michael reacting now to the punishment. We see him reacting to the punishment. I think that that's what is leading me to believe that, yes, we will see him die at the end of Halloween Ends. How much more can that vessel take? He even though inside of him is evil in its purest form, the flesh is still human. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see, man. It's going to be interesting. I do think that they're going to kill him at the end of Halloween. At the end of Halloween Ends, and my personal opinion as somebody who has been on record saying you should never kill Michael Myers. Sometimes things change, and for the better of this storyline and for future Halloweens going forward, I think they have to pull that trigger. Great question, Death Central. Really good question. Love it. Blackest Eye says, I'm hoping so 6 times because nothing's sounding good to me about Ends. Yeah, man, I honestly think it's just a bunch of, publicity hoopla. They're trying to keep us talking. They're trying to keep us invested leading into the movie. I'll give it to them. They are building the shit out of this movie. They are building it up the right way. They are doing this the right way. Even if they're lying to us, they're doing what they are supposed to do to keep us invested in this movie, to keep us talking leading into the movie. That is a really good publicity tactic. I think it's a fantastic publicity tactic. This movie is going to kill it at the box office. The Blackest Eyes says 6 times is connecting and reading lines between the lines. I feel Michael will definitely die now when you put it like that. Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, guys, like just going back and listening to interviews from John Carpenter, listening to that interview about H2O that Jamie Lee Curtis did, it would not surprise me if this is the direction they want to take in terms of killing Michael Myers off, especially in this timeline in this saga with Laurie Strode. I'm the closer we get to it, the more I think that we will see Michael fall in Ends. I think they're both going to fall. And in all honesty, that's what I want. I want an anticlimactic ending to where they both die together. I think that is the perfect send-off for this new trilogy and for the saga of Laurie Strode and Michael Myers. But I will say this. I think the chances of Laurie living is better than the chances of Michael living. I think that Laurie actually has a greater chance to live than Michael. And I'm going to get into it here once I go through some more of these chats from you guys. Def Central says, I like your vision. Hey, thank you, man. Thank you. I try my best. It's like the Blackest Eye says, I just try to read the lines between the lines, you know? I really do try to do that. That's something that, and sometimes it can be a detriment to me because I'm not going to be right about everything. So it can be a detriment, but it can also be a good thing. It can also be, a positive. Right, the Blackest Eyes. We've seen Michael die, so I don't really mind. Absolutely. The only noises he makes, the Blackest Eyes, is his heavy breathing. That's really it. That's just his heavy breathing. Trust me. Somebody else had brought it up in a previous live stream that Michael does make noises in 1978. When he's actually getting stabbed or getting harmed, he doesn't. He is only making noise when he's like banging through the when he's banging through the closet trying to get to Lori. When he's like choking her, you hear him is deep breaths. Those are really deep breaths. I'm talking about when he gets stabbed and when he gets shot. You don't hear anything. You don't hear him grunt. You don't hear him react. You don't. I watched Halloween when we watched Halloween 78 on Night's channel the other day. I made it a very vast point to really pay attention to that. And when he gets harmed, when a bullet pierces through his body, when a stab wound, when a knife pierces through his body, you don't hear him make a sound. You don't. You really don't. The only time is when he's doing his heavy breathing. I'm not going to lie. It sounded like my man was dealing with some bronchitis a little bit. I'm not going to lie. Rewatching Halloween 78, hearing Michael's breathing, it sounded like he was dealing with a cold or something. It sounded like he had some phlegm stuck up in there. But when he is like visibly getting shot and stabbed, you don't hear nothing. Now, I'm not opposed to going back and like really shoving my ear to the audio to make sure. So maybe that's something that I will do again. But from when we rewatched it with Knight the other day, I did not hear him reacting to any of those wounds that he was taking or that he was receiving, I should say. Blackest Eye says he does getting stabbed with hanger and knitting needle. No, he doesn't. He does not. He doesn't. Go back and rewatch it. He does not. He does not. When she stabs that pin in his neck, you don't hear shit. The only thing you hear is him breathing. That's it. I'm talking about in terms of like hurting. None. Black says, ain't nobody got time for that. I do. I have the time. I'm just like that, man. Like I'm like that. Like I will go back and break it down as best as I can, just so for accuracy purposes. You know what I mean? And from what I was able to conjure up, I did not hear anything. Maybe I have to go back again and rewatch it. You know what I mean? And exit out everything like background behind me, like volume and all that stuff. But I did not hear him make a peep when he was getting, shot or stabbed. Right, though, the Blackest Eyes. They've got this film on lock. We know nothing. I mean, I definitely think that they're swerving the hell out of us. I definitely do believe that. They're swerving the hell out of us. They're trying to sit there and make us believe something that isn't true. They're trying to make us believe something that they're trying to make us believe in something that is true that really isn't true. The Blackest Eye says the castle has something to do with heads, and we don't know that. I think he does have something to do a little bit more with ends. I do believe that. Will he be donning the costume and the mask? I'm not 100% sure, but I do think he will definitely have some more involvement in this movie. And hey, more Nick Castle is okay with me. Love Nick Castle. He from Halloween fans, he gets the credit, but from overall horror, in my opinion, he doesn't get enough credit. I love Nick Castle. Just his walk as Michael is just like he's fantastic. He gets it. He gets that essence of what an evil being, what an evil spirit. He captures that. And that's why I love James Jude Courtney so much, because much like Nick Castle, he understands what this shape is supposed to be about. Definitely. And that says Marcus Michael never makes a sound when getting hurt in the first Halloween movie. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? That's what I took from it too. That's from what I was able to hear. You know what I mean? I didn't hear nothing. I didn't hear nothing. Not a nail, not a nut. But I'm always, like I said, I'm always down to go back and always, backtrack and see if I missed anything. Def Central says, gotta go. Good day, all. Hey, thank you, Def Central, for stopping in, man. Thank you so much. Greatly appreciate it. And you enjoy the rest of your morning. Yes, the blackest eyes. Love the stairs walk. Absolutely. I love the walk in general. Just his movements are off the charts. Honestly. Right. Yes. Castle's movement is just, he gets it. It's flawless. It really is flawless. There was another comment, and I was just going to touch up on it here, and it kind of slipped my mind for a second. Let me go back and see if I can find it. Yeah, man, that slipped my mind. That slipped my mind real quick. It did. It slipped my mind real quick. There was something else that I wanted to bring up that I think is really of importance, especially with this movie. If it comes back, I'll definitely touch on it. Definitely. It just slipped my mind for a second. Wes, what's going on, my friend? Good day and good morning, says I am Ice Lord. What's going on, Wes? Hope you're having a great morning, buddy. Thank you for stopping in. It's great to see you. But yeah, guys, like I'm so excited for this movie. I really am. I cannot wait. I'm going to the theater to see it. I think it's going to be fantastic. I think it's going to be way better. I don't think it's going to be. I don't think it's going to upset us the way that Jamie Lee Curtis is saying. I think we're going to get a movie that is going to be surprising, but we're all going to love it. We're all going to love it. I have really high hopes for this movie. I think this movie is going to be bad ass. I do. Check. I do know what that means, but it sounds good. LOL. Yes, exactly. Right? The blackest eyes. Right, exactly. Gotta have some how high, references for sure. I mean, I guess that's up for you guys to decide. In all honesty, Blucka. He says, you think even people like Fate and I will love it? I mean, you never know. Maybe they could swerve you in that direction. Don't know. I have no idea. I know you and Fate aren't too big on Halloween Kills. I understand that. But just because you didn't like one, don't mean you can't like the next one. So hopefully this movie does tip the needle for you. Hopefully it does. It does. Hopefully it gives you. Hopefully it does something for you that you can, like the movie. I hope so. I am. I'm having an excellent morning so far. I'm not gonna lie. Other than being a little bit late, well, a lot of late to the stream and all that stuff, I'm very fortunate and blessed that you guys, all stuck it out with me, and you guys are all here this morning to join me for this stream. I'm really appreciative. It's definitely a great way to start off the day for sure. I'll say that. But yeah, guys, I do think that we're going to, and something I think let's see, let me go back up here in the chat. Okay, yeah, the Black Aside says, and 6 or 7 years later, Halloween is coming back. I agree. I think they're going to take a break. They're going to take a break, and then they're going to come back with something. Now, I think the most interesting thing is, excuse me, let's say if Halloween ends, after Halloween ends, they don't follow Allison. Let's say they don't go that direction, and they go in a completely different direction. Well, then that means, in my opinion anyway, all but certain they're going to probably go with a younger Michael Myers, which means James Jude Courtney, unfortunately, would not be reprising his role as Michael Myers. I'll ask you guys this. If they do go in a different direction after Halloween ends, and they go with a younger version of Michael Myers, who would you all cast to play a younger version of Michael Myers? I will say this. I don't have a pick just yet. It's something that I really have to sit on and think about. But I will say this. I hope that if they do go in a different direction, and if they are going to go with a younger Michael Myers, I hope they don't make him a oversized, overgrown beast like Rob Zombie did. I want him to be damn near normal sized man, anywhere between 5'11" and 6'2". I don't want him to be a behemoth. I don't. I feel like if you make him when Rob Zombie did that, making Michael Myers that damn big, it took away the scariness away for me, for Michael Myers' character. Because in my opinion, it's so much more easier to believe that a guy who's 7 feet tall, 300 pounds is intimidating. Of course, a guy that damn big is intimidating, especially coming at you the way he was coming at you, coming at people in Halloween's Rob Zombie's version. Of course, you're going to be intimidated by a 7 feet, 300-pound monster to a degree. You are going to be intimidated. It's so much harder in a way to be intimidated by a guy who's normal sized, but who has the strength of a 300-pound plus man. You guys get what I'm saying? It is so much more scarier because it leaves you thinking, how does this guy, this normal sized guy, who maybe at best is 6 feet, 200 pounds, which isn't, small, but it's average size. How the fuck does he have the strength of a guy who could probably lift the fucking Eiffel Tower? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like Michael being smaller and being normal size adds to the element of his scariness, as opposed to him being an overgrown monster. It is so much more scarier, Michael just being normal size, because it allows you to use your imagination. Like, how is he able to do the things that he does? It does. Like, in my opinion, like, it really does. Like, how is he able to, at this size, at this frame, how is he able to have strengths that a man does, like a guy, especially who's big like that, might not have or might have? I think that I hope that if they are going to go in a different direction, I hope if they do go in a different direction, that they keep Michael normal size. Don't make him an overgrown behemoth. I don't want that. I feel like that takes away so much from the character. It takes away from the essence of his evil being and from what he is. Much like, just seen it here in the chat. Wes said, I am Ice Lord. He is a force of nature. Exactly. If you make Michael Myers 7 feet tall, 300 pounds like Rob Zombie did, you are taking that force of nature aspect away from him. Because so many people already expect somebody that damn big to kind of be a force of nature. You're not expecting that with a normal sized guy. You're not. Which is why it makes Michael being a normal sized guy make all the more sense. So I just hope, I hope that if they do go in a different direction and they don't follow Allison Strode after Halloween ends, and they do go with a younger Michael, I hope they don't make the same mistake that Rob did and make him super big. I really hope that they keep Michael at the size. Like James Jude Courtney, perfect size. Perfect. Just absolutely perfect. Ooh. Ooh, I would like that. I would like that. One of the Skarsgård brothers? Yeah, I'm on board for that. I like Bill a lot. Big fan of Bill. Alexander's not too bad, though, in his own right. Nanette says Tom Heidelston as Michael Myers. I do not know who Tom Heidelston is. I'm going to have to look him up. I'm going to have to give a look. Right. Lifting Bob with one hand is match strength. Absolutely. Absolutely. Lucas says Alexander Skarsgård would be a good start for Michael Myers, but he is 6'3", though. He did a movie called Mute where he had no speaking roles and came off intimidating. Well, see, that's the thing. James Jude was what? James Jude Courtney's like 6'2", 6'3". So I anywhere between 6 feet and 6'3", I'm okay with. I'm okay with that. You know what I mean? I am okay with that. If he's anywhere 6'5" or better, that's where you lose me a little bit. But 6'3", perfect height. And the fact that he did a movie called Mute, that's something. Let me write that down so I can take a look at that. And he had no speaking roles, and he comes off as intimidating. That sounds like Michael Myers to me, guys. I don't know about y'all, but that sounds like a Michael Myers to me. So thank you for that, Blucka. That's a movie I'm going to check out because I want to see what this guy has to bring to the table. Ooh, whoa, low key, okay, low key, yeah, yeah, low key. Ooh, see, that's what I know him as. I only know him as low key. You know what I mean? Like I tend to do that. I tend to only refer to these actors as the character name that I know them most by. Low key, oh man, yeah, I'll be down for some low key as Michael Myers. He just has that creep look to him. He does. And he plays a great bad guy. He really does. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Tom Hiddleston. I'll be down for that. Low key, bring it. Bring it. Hell yeah. I like that. Fucking low key as Michael Myers. Let's do it. Let's go. That was a good one, Annette. Good one for sure. Hell yeah. Fucking low key as Michael Myers. Man, that'd be pretty good. I am going to check out that Mute movie, though, because that's intriguing to me. That is intriguing to me. That Mute movie where, this guy, he plays a role where he doesn't speak and he comes off as intimidating. That just sounds like Michael Myers, man. Like it does. Oh yeah, this is definitely gonna be. Yeah, I'm definitely checking this out. That's a cast to watch right there. Here's the Blucka says, here's to get you hype for Mute, Paul Rudd, Alexander Skarsgård, Sam Rockwell. He's another one. I like Sam Rockwell a lot. Justin Theroux and Robert Shahan. Nice. Yep. Definitely checking that out. I'm definitely gonna give that a watch. I might get that a watch in some downtime today. later on today when I get off work. Definitely. Hey man, as long as it's entertaining, you know what I mean? It doesn't have to be great as long as gives me as long as it keeps me interested. I'm down to give it a watch. Yes, that is an important that is very important. They have to get the movements down for sure. Definitely have to get the movements down. Absolutely. Another thing, okay, so this is what I wanted to talk about a little bit earlier. And I mean, it's not really that important, but I do think it's, something to take note of is who will be the sheriff in Haddonfield for Halloween Ends? Because when I looked up the official cast list on IMDb, now I know some of these things cannot, I know sometimes IMDb and even Google isn't 100% accurate, but I did not see Omar Dorsey as Sheriff Baker or Sheriff Barker, whatever the hell his name, the terrible sheriff as I like to call him in Halloween 18 and Halloween Kills. I did not see him on the casting list. I did not see him. So it's interesting to me because I want to know who's going to be the sheriff of Haddonfield. Because on Hawkins' character bio, it just says he's still Deputy Hawkins. Doesn't mention anything about him getting sheriff or anything. And I'd like to think that after how that sheriff, after how he did such a terrible job with getting the situation under control in Halloween 18 and Kills. I'd like to think that that sheriff would have lost his job, or at least would have probably put it in his papers. And I think it's interesting because who could be the sheriff of Haddonfield? Could we get it? Could we get a call back to Meeker? What if we get a young Ben Meeker as the sheriff in Halloween Ends? Something that could parlay off of. Um, they could make Hawkins the sheriff. I think it's interesting because I want to see if there is a new sheriff in town, right? How does this sheriff, how does this new sheriff, if there is a new sheriff, how do they react when things start to go haywire? When shit starts to hit the fan, how do they react in terms of trying to get the situation under control? Because that sheriff in 18 and Kills, he's terrible. He is terrible. Absolutely terrible. Honestly, probably one of the worst sheriffs I've ever watched on screen. Like, I don't see how this sheriff will have his job still. I don't. What do you guys think about that? Do you think that Sheriff Barker, Baker, whatever his name is, do you guys think that he will be in Halloween Ends? And if not, who do you think will be the new sheriff in Halloween Ends? Could it be Hawkins? Absolutely. I think it would be too easy to make Hawkins the sheriff, though. And in all honesty, it would be a bad choice because he can't shoot. I wouldn't mind, excuse me. Excuse me again. Ooh, Lord. I would not mind if they brought back the Ben Meeker character, Sheriff Meeker. I would not. I would not mind that at all. Maybe Sheriff Meeker, maybe we get a younger Sheriff Meeker when he's just starting, in Haddonfield and all that stuff. One way or another, we have to get a sheriff in this movie who actually gives a damn and who actually is going to do something. See, Kyle, that's the thing. I saw it on Google. That Omar Dorsey was in the movie, but then when I went on IMDb, he's not on the cast list. So I don't know. I don't know if he's actually going to be in this movie. Is that confirmed, Blucka? Because when I last looked at the cast list, they didn't have Sheriff Hawkins as his name. They only had him as Deputy Hawkins. So, I mean, I'm not against. I mean, Hawkins. I mean, we can say he does deserve it a little bit, but at the same time, like, not really, because he can't shoot. He can't shoot to save his life. So, I would rather have a sheriff who can at least know how to use their gun. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Okay, Blucka says not confirmed. Just saying. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. That's fascinating. It's going to be fascinating to see who's going to be the sheriff of Haddonfield, and it's going to be fascinating to see what type of role will they play and how much involvement they will have in this movie. Now, it finally came back to me, and I'm glad we actually did have started on this sheriff conversation, talking a little bit about Ben Meeker, you know what I mean, and stuff like that, because another character that I'm interested to see, are they going to bring in Halloween Ends? Because they teased him in Halloween Kills, is Ben Tramer. Will we see? This is the biggest thing for me in terms of the Ben Tramer character. Not only do I want to see if they're going to actually bring Ben Tramer in this movie, who is Karen's dad? Who is Karen's father? I would like to see if they are going to introduce Karen's father in this new movie, in this Halloween Ends movie. Or will they at least let us know who the hell her dad is? Because I'd like to think, okay, especially if, I mean, for all we know, she could have, been, with the adopted family. But I'd like to think that when Karen was taken away from Lori when she was younger, she had to have went with her father, right? That's if she didn't go with an adopted family. I'd like to think they put her in the care of her father. I'd also like to think that if Karen has been killed, that the father would at least want to come back and try to talk to Lori and see what happened and get an explanation. On top of that, maybe trying to protect his granddaughter, Allison. There's definitely some interest. It's interesting to think. Could we see Ben Tramer, and who is Karen's father? Is Ben Tramer the father of Karen? I know a lot of us like to think that Hawkins is the father, but I don't think he is. And the reason why I believe that he's not is because you hear Hawkins when they're talking to each other in the hospital bed. They're talking about how he said that, Lori says to him, "I've always liked you." And he basically says the same back to her, that he's always liked her, but she had he wanted to pursue something after that night of them at the bar after they kissed. He wanted to pursue more, but she had a sweet spot for Ben Tramer. So I don't think outside of that kiss, Lori and Hawkins got any further. I don't. That's why I don't believe Hawkins is Karen's father. But Ben Tramer, he was mentioned in Halloween Kills. And I want to believe, I mean, of course, you can chalk that up to them just, giving a nice nod to Halloween 2 and the original Halloween with Ben Tramer's character. You can chalk that up to that. They could be just doing an homage, or making a reference. Absolutely. But I'd like to think you're not going to bring that character up if there's no substance to it. If there's not going to be something that comes down the road. You know what I mean? I feel like with them bringing up that character, referencing that character, there's got to be more substance to that character in Halloween Ends. I feel like I hope we get to see Ben Tramer in Halloween Ends. I do. Because in all honesty, he's a legacy character. He really is. Ben Tramer is a legacy character. Though a small role as a legacy character, he's still a legacy character. I would like to see if they are going to implement Ben Kramer, thinking of John Kramer. Maybe he's John Kramer's brother. Ben Tramer. I'm really interested to see if they're going to bring that character in this movie, and I'm on board for it, especially if he is Karen's father. That would make sense that he'd be in this movie. That would make sense. I'm going to have to do some deep digging on Karen Nelson and her character, because there is like, background bios out there that does give a little bit more context on the character, and maybe I'll find something. That's how I was able to find out that Rebecca from Scream 4 was a publicist for the New York Times, which is why I did my theory about her being Dermot Mulroney's daughter, in Scream 6. So there's definitely a possibility that, once I do some digging on Karen's character, might be able to find something, out on who her dad is. Now, could it not be Ben Tramer who's her father? Yeah, could be somebody that we completely never got no mention about. But I just don't believe they're going to mention Ben Tramer if there's no significance to it. I think Ben is Karen's father. I think Ben is Karen's father. That's why we got the mention of him. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see for sure what they do, if they do anything with the Ben Tramer character. I hope they do. I hope they finally do something with him other than having him being killed in Halloween, the original Halloween 2. I hope they do give us some background and some context and introduce this character. He's a legacy character. Why not? And plus, it would add an extra element to Laurie's character, because if Ben Tramer is the father of Karen, especially now that she's died at the hands of Michael Myers, can you imagine the dialogue between Ben and Laurie? The back and forth, probably some animosity built up, could make for some very interesting scenes and some dialogue for sure. Ooh, what's up, Keith Asher Brandon? Thank you for stopping in, my friend. Hope you're having a great morning. Keith says, I believe it's a movie inside a movie. Ooh, that's it. So basically, you're saying you think it's going to be like a Scream and a stab situation, like a movie within a movie. That would be interesting for the Halloween franchise to take that direction. Would it be surprising? No, because Halloween and Scream reference each other so much that and marry each other in so many ways that's not impossible. Would I like it? Not really, but we'll see. If that's how they're doing it, I'm going to give it a chance, and we'll see how it plays out. But that's interesting, Keith, for sure. That's an interesting take. I haven't thought about it from that point of view, that we could be getting a movie inside a movie. Interesting. Really, really interesting, especially for a Halloween movie. Luckett says, have Michael Myers in the only bathroom stall snatting over a body, and Joe Grizzly knocking on the door asking for the stall because he got a beast to unleash. That's great. Man, let me tell you something. I love some Joe Grizzly. As much as I dislike the Rob Zombie versions, Joe Grizzly is a character that I love. I love that character. Even though he doesn't get a lot of screen time and he gets killed off fairly quick, I love that character. I do. He's a fun character. I love his dialogue. I love when he says, when he's like, look, brother, if you looking for some type of action, you better take it over there by the arches, or you gonna be one sorry a-hole. And then Michael doesn't budge, and he's just like, okay, what we have here is failure to communicate. I love that part. I love that line. What we have here is failure to communicate. That shit is so funny. Oh man. Oh, Oh, fucking Joe Grizzly. I love him. Gotta love good old Ken Forey, man. He's so good. So good. Love Ken Forey as Joe Grizzly for sure. My boy gets out. Okay, baby, I got something for you. Opens the door. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Joe Grizzly, bitch. I'm gonna cut that mask right off your face. Ah! Oh, guys, why'd you have to bring up Joe Grizzly? Oh, that's my boy. Oh, I love Joe Grizzly. That, you know what? After the stream, I'm gonna pull up that clip and I'm gonna watch that shit. Oh man, yes, Blucker, those sideburns, and that's what I love about when he's like when he's coming into the bathroom and he looks himself in the mirror and he's just like, oh, like he knows those sideburns are wicked. Even he knows it. I love that part when he acknowledges how fucked up his how fucked up his sideburns are. I love that. Just oh, oh, oh. I love that. Oh man, I'm pulling that clip up then. Oh my god, that is such good stuff. Oh, good stuff. Gotta love Joe Grizzly. Gotta love Joe Grizzly. Love it. Not naughty girl. Naughty girl. Lucas says, I felt like Joe Grizzly was basically the stories we heard about Rick James, but as a gangster badass instead of comedy. Wow, that's funny because he kind of does give you that Rick James vibe a little bit. I can see where you're going with that. Definitely. Especially when he says, I'm Joe Grizzly, bitch. Yeah, definitely. Definitely passing off some Rick James vibes. Man, I told Charlie Murphy he whooped my ass in his dreams. I tried to tell him that. Cocaine's a hell of a drug. Fucking Rick James. Ah! Oh man. Oh, fucking Rick James. What my boy said, now do I look stupid? What kind of person would I be to just, he said, what kind of person would I be to just go jump on somebody's couch? I got a little bit more common sense to that. And then turns around and says, yeah, I remember stomping on Eddie's couch. Oh, oh, man. God, I miss Rick James. Miss Rick James too. The super freak. She's super freaky. Gotta love Rick James. Oh no. Oh no. No. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Blucker says a movie within a movie means Busta Rhymes will make a cameo at the end and say, cut and give himself a motivational speech about how great it is. Man. Oh man. Oh, that would suck. I mean, I love Busta, but I hope I know that we're probably playing around, joking around, but that would suck. That would really suck. And Blucka, how I would imagine Busta doing this though, right? Is when he says cut, he gives himself a nice pat on the back. And then proceeds to go back and watch Chun-Li. Whooping everybody's ass while he's smoking a cigarette. Ooh. Blucka says, I want a Joe Grizzly and Demon spinoff to bring Halloween and Friday the 13th together. Ooh. Oh, I'll have to give that some more thought. I'd have to give that some more thought. But I love Joe Grizzly though. So if we can get a Joe Grizzly spinoff, count me in. What? Okay, guys. Okay. I got to go use the bathroom real quick. Grab me another bottle of water. And we're going to touch on this comment from Keith here in a second. So, guys, just bear with me for a quick second. Okay. Oh man, Keith, you're doing it to me, man. You're doing it to me. I don't know if I like this. Okay, so Keith A says Busta and Tyra Banks are rumored to be an end. Okay, now Keith, if you have any further information on this, in terms of okay, if they are going to be an ends, do you know what characters they will be playing? If this is like a true rumor, do you know what characters they will be playing in ends? I hope not. I man, could we see Dangertainment make a return? Like, God, uh, oh man, wow. Keith, I hope you're just fucking with me, man. I really do. I hope you're just fucking with me. And it's not a knock on Buster Rhymes. I love me some Buster Rhymes, but not in a Halloween movie. Not as Freddy. I'm sorry. Ever since I saw when I saw Resurrection and I saw Buster Punk Michael, I just can't. I can't get into it, man. I can't. Now, if they're gonna bring Buster back and do it the right way and actually have him fucking get killed, you know, excuse me, while trying to punk Michael out, okay. But I guess my thing is, why? Why are they going to be in this movie? Why would Busta Rhymes and Tyra Banks be in this movie? And like, what reason? What reasoning would there be for them to come? Like, what characters would they be playing? Would it be Freddy and I forget Tyra's name in Resurrection, but would they be playing the same characters? Like, I don't know how I feel about this if this is true. Let me go grab my coffee. Oh man. Like, oh man, this is interesting to say the least, man. Like, I'm gonna have to scroll down in the chats. Hopefully Keith's just messing with me, but Busta and Tyra Banks are rumored to be in ends. Okay, so chat, let me know what you guys think about this. If Busta Rhymes and Tyra Banks were to make a return to the Halloween franchise in Halloween Ends, how would you guys feel about it? And do you think they're going to play the same Dangertainment characters that they played in Halloween Resurrection? And if this is true, if this rumor does turn out to be true, do you think that Busta's scene will be him trying to punk Michael, but actually this time around, Michael actually kills him like he's supposed to? Like, I don't know, man. Oh, man. Like, I guess the reason why I'm not on board. Whoa. Wait a minute, though. I came up with an idea that could maybe possibly make this work. What if Busta and Tyra are little Julian's parents? Remember, a lot of us thought that the nurse and the doctor in Halloween Kills was Julian's parents until we found out they weren't. What if in Halloween Ends, if Busta Rhymes and Tyra Banks are in this movie, what if they are Julian's parents? Wow. That just came to mind. Honestly, that just came off the dome. So I think that's the only way I'll be okay with it. That's the only way I'll be okay with it. Because why I wouldn't be okay with it is because we didn't get no build up to these characters. We didn't get no build up to these characters. Now, could Tyra and Buster be related to the doctor and the nurse in Halloween Kills? Maybe. Possibly. But for me, If you're going to bring Busta and Tyra back, I'd rather see them be the parents of little Julian, because at least Julian was in Halloween 2018. So it's not like we're just throwing these random characters in there. They have a purpose to be there. Being that obviously their son was attacked in Halloween 2018. Well, his babysitter was attacked and murdered. Man, that's fascinating. It's fascinating. I'm going to have to do some digging and look into that for sure. See what I can find. Taking on the archers before I drop this load. That's right. Yeah, I stomped on Eddie Murphy's couch. He could buy himself a new one. Right? Ah! Oh, man. Oh, my God. That was cold-blooded unity. Ah! Oh, my God. Oh, good stuff. Good stuff. Oh, man. Oh. Whoa. Okay, Bluckus. It did say they wanted Busta for a cameo. Ugh. Well, I'll say this. If they get Busta back for a cameo, it has to be the way it was in Halloween Resurrection when Michael's creeping up behind him. Maybe he's the one in the Michael Myers mask and costume, y'all. What if it's Busta? Like, but if they do that, then I'd want them to reenact that scene from Halloween Resurrection where you see Busta basically step to Michael, but obviously this time, Michael does what Michael does and gets rid of him. So if they're going to bring Busta back and do it that way and rectify that mistake from Halloween Resurrection, I'm on board for it, as well as him possibly being Julian's father. Like there's some things that you can do with Busta for Halloween Ends. I guess I don't want him to be a wasted cameo, or Tyra. I don't want them to be a wasted cameo. I want them to have a purpose. I am Ice Lord says Rick James is a hell of a guy. Yes, he was, man. Yes, he was. For sure. Definitely got some classics too, man. Like Rick James was fire. His music was fire. A lot of them old school, musicians were fire. Tina Marie, what? Let me tell you something. I remember being a kid. My mom would always blast Tina Marie. And being a kid, you don't like that type of stuff, growing up, for the most part anyway. You know what I mean? So I'd sit there and, oh my God, like, why are you playing this music? You know what I mean? And stuff. And as I got older, I was right there with her, jamming to that stuff. Like Tina Marie, she's awesome too. I love me some Tina Marie. So definitely a lot of the old school tunes are where it's at. Rick James, Tina Marie, Gladys Knight and the Pips. Yeah, absolutely. All right, let me scroll down. I know I'm a little bit behind in the chat, so I'm just going to scroll down to some of the more recent ones. Oh, yeah. Okay. Blucka says Keith is definitely not fucking with you. I saw a lot busted in ends. Ooh. Keith says JLC is rumored to have a group of people who played in these movies for a meta thing. Look at Lori in 78 clothes writing a memoir in a movie. Ooh. See, I only know about the memoir. I know nothing. I didn't know anything about the movie, I guess, that they're supposed to be doing. I didn't see anything on that. Hmm, that's fascinating. See, let me write this down. Movie within a movie. Keith, I'm going to do a video about this. So thank you for the plug, because now this is something that has to be talked about in depth, in its own separate video and stuff. Definitely, for sure. Wow, that's interesting. That's fascinating. Wow. That does kind of make sense because of the 78 clothing and all that stuff. Wow. Man. Oh. Guys, I'm going to say this. Halloween Ends is going to be like Scream, and Scream is going to be like Halloween. When Scream 6 comes out, it's going to be like Halloween Kills. I'm just going to say it now. I mean, obviously this isn't all completely true. It's nothing all confirmed. You know what I mean? The fact that we're even having conversations about, this being a movie within a movie, Jamie Lee wanting to have a group of people who played in these movies for a meta thing. You know what I mean? The fact that we're even that they're even mentioning shit like this, we know this. Sometimes where there's smoke, there's fire. So I think we should definitely be on the lookout for what Keith is saying in terms of, this being a movie within a movie, and us potentially seeing Busta Rhymes and Tyra Banks in this movie. If this is, this whole, meta thing that they're going to go with, like, seems like a big homage to Scream, if you ask me. That's what it sounds like. But yeah, I'm definitely I'm gonna do some more homework on this and do some more digging and see what I find and see exactly from the quotes itself and how I'm feeling about it. Because like I said, a lot of this shit that I feel like they're saying is just to get us riled up for the movie. But I could be wrong, I definitely could be wrong. So, man, Keith, thank you for stopping in, man. That's all this stuff that you're telling me is for sure interesting and fascinating. And definitely deserves its own separate video outside of a live stream to be talked about. Right. Like, I feel like, and I've seen it here. I've seen it. I'm not even going to go all the way back. Oh no, here it is right here. Bluck, it says they didn't show the parents for that little black kid in 2018 that was getting babysat, right? So Bus and Tower could be, yeah, absolutely. I would like to see them be, if they're going to be in this movie, I would not mind seeing them actually take on that role as Julian's parents. Absolutely. I think that would be a good role for them both, and it would make sense because we didn't see the parents in Halloween 2018. We did not. And obviously, we got confirmation that the nurse and the doctor, the black couple in Halloween Kills, wasn't Julian's parents as well. So, yeah, I mean, man, this is fascinating. This is a great conversation we're having. And now I can't wait to actually get on this video talking about it even more once I do some more research and see what's out there in the tombs and the internet tombs, as I like to call them. Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. Like, man, I know Destination Station had an interesting theory that Buster Rhymes would be the DJ or in control of the radio tower. Like, he'd be the one controlling the radio tower and stuff like that. I wouldn't be against that neither. That would be a nice cameo. That'd be a nice homage. Man, this is interesting. Okay, we have a couple more comments that I want to touch on. Yeah, we're gonna touch on these last couple comments, and then we're gonna wrap this stream up. You know what I mean? I initially was gonna go 2 hours, but being that I was late, to the channel or whatever, late to the stream or whatever, I'm going to go a little bit longer, to make up for that. So, with that being said, I see some interesting questions. The Blackest Eye says, could we get LL Cool J as well? Ronnie, I'm going to make a romantic thriller. Yes, a thriller. I would love if LL would make a cameo in this movie. I love the Ronnie character in Halloween H2O. LL, for me, he filled that comedy gap in Halloween H2O. Even though he wasn't like knockout, drag out funny, some of his dialogue was funny. Like when he's reading the book, to his wife, or reading, what he wrote to his wife, and he's like going through the story, and he's like, it leads to two tumultuous, round, melon breasts. Like, you know what I mean? Like that type of dialogue. Like he definitely had some great moments in Halloween H2O. And me personally, I would not mind seeing LL get another crack at a Halloween movie. I mean, he did say Halloween was his favorite horror franchise. So I would not be opposed to that. But much like I said with Busta and Tyra, I would want there to be some substance in his character. I'd want there to be a reasoning, you know what I mean, for his character to be there. I don't just want something that's a quick in and out, because those are characters that we can relate to and that we can actually like and grow to love. So I wouldn't mind seeing LL back, even though I do think it is a stretch. I do think it is a really big stretch, but it's not impossible to think that we could see him in this one, because Halloween H2O was the Halloween ends of its time. Keep that in mind. Halloween H2O was the Halloween ends of its time. So it would not be surprising, to me anyway, if LL would get a cameo in this movie. Now, we have one more question here from the Blackest Eyes, and I'm gonna touch on this, and then I'm gonna end up, ending the stream and all that stuff. But we're gonna break this down for a good couple minutes. Probably gonna touch on this for like a good 10 minutes. Josh Hartnett. I have been on record saying that after Halloween ends, it would not surprise me if the Halloween franchise took a step back and decided to retcon other storylines within the franchise. One being Jamie Lloyd, Danielle Harris, but the other, Josh Hartnett's character, John Tate. And here's why I believe that Josh Hartnett making a return to the Halloween franchise down the road isn't too far-fetched. The reason being is because before we ever got Halloween, Rob Zombie's versions anyway, we were supposed to get a continuation from Halloween Resurrection and Halloween H2O, which would have followed John Tate after the events of H2O and Resurrection, obviously Laurie being killed. And we were supposed to get Dr. Loomis's son, David. The movie was supposed to be called Halloween Returns. Patrick Lussier was supposed to be the one directing it, writing it, and all that stuff. And as we know, that fell through. But they did want to bring Josh Hartnett's character, John Tate, back for that movie. And me personally, as a big fan of Josh Hartnett and a big fan of John Tate, bring it on. I would not mind that at all. If they were to do if they were to retcon that storyline and that timeline, I would not mind it at all. But for me, just for me, you would have to do it with both Jamie Lloyd and John Tate. With both Jamie Lloyd and John Tate. If you're going to do a retcon of the Halloween franchise, there is nobody, absolutely nobody, that deserves a retcon, trilogy, whatever you want to call it, or a retcon sequel. There is nobody that deserves it more than Danielle fucking Harris. No, there's nobody who deserves it more. The way that, the director for Halloween 5 and Halloween 6 fucked that girl over is fucking ridiculous. And she deserves another crack at the Halloween franchise. I know that she did, Rob Zombie's versions, as Annie. She did a great job. I'm talking about Jamie Lloyd, the character of Jamie Lloyd, the legacy character of Jamie Lloyd. You cannot do a retcon sequel of Halloween with John Tate, Josh Hartnett, without implementing Danielle Harris. You can't. You have to give her her roses first. You do. She deserves it. She deserves it. And there is so much more that you can do if you have the both of them in a brand new trilogy. There is so much more you can do. There are so many more avenues you can explore than just having it be Josh Hartnett. If you were to have the John Tate character make a comeback to the franchise, as great as it would be, and as much as I would like that, it would still be feeling like we're missing something here. Because Jamie Lloyd was the first child of Laurie that was put on screen. And she was given a prominent role. The story followed her in 4, 5, and 6. So, as much as I'd love to see Josh Hartnett back, for me, I want a new trilogy, or at least one sequel or two sequels where we see both Jamie Lloyd and John Tate return. Because, see, this is the thing, is a lot of people will say, oh, well, the H2O timeline doesn't mesh up with Halloween 4's timeline. This is where Halloween H2O made that mistake, and this is where that's not true, or whatever. Because obviously Halloween H2O is supposed to be 20 years directly after the events of 1978. Well, this is the mistake that they made with having Laurie fake her death, is that in Halloween 4, they reference to Laurie being dead. So with that being said, Halloween 4 is a part of the Halloween H2O universe. Just on that fact alone. They said in Halloween 4, Laurie died. Halloween H2O, we find out she didn't die. She faked her death. Even her boyfriend, was like, yeah, so the sister, she faked her death, right? I mean, no, she died, didn't she? He says, yeah, she died, didn't she? That automatically links Halloween 4 and H2O together. Because Jamie thinks her mother's dead. And then come to find out in H2O, no, I faked my death. That's the lone mistake that Halloween H2O made when going with that storyline of this is a direct sequel from Halloween 78, ignoring all the previous sequels, is that you left that door open to counter that and say, no, that's not entirely true, because the same way you're saying that Laurie died, but then she says she faked her death. Well, you can use that in Halloween 4 too. So in my opinion, you cannot do a retcon sequel with John Tate unless you have Jamie Lloyd there with. And guys, what? Could you imagine a Halloween movie where you get Jamie Lloyd, Rachel Carruthers, John Tate, and the son of Dr. Loomis? Wow. Wow. You talk about something that will tickle my fancy. That would do it. Honestly. I've always wanted to see a Halloween movie where you have both children of Laurie Strode battling Michael. I've always wanted that with Dr. Loomis's son. That's one character I really want to be introduced into the franchise. If we're going to go in a different direction after Halloween ends, I would love the David Loomis character to be introduced. We got to get that Loomis character back. We have to. Do I want him to be exactly like his dad? No. I want him to be his own character. But I want him to be his own character to the point to where we have as much love for him as we did, with Dr. Loomis, the father, his character, with Donald Pleasance's character. But for me, yes, I would love to see Josh Hartnett, Danielle Harris, and whoever they would cast to play Dr. Loomis's son in a Halloween movie. I would love that. Let me see what some of you guys are saying here in the chat, and then we're going to wrap this up. No, he doesn't, Blucka. He really doesn't. I think what it is, Josh Hartnett has always struck me as one of those actors that they got hot for a second, and then once they did enough, like especially financially, they didn't want all the attention that came with Hollywood. You know what I mean? Like, there are so many actors that are like that we've seen them in big roles in big movies and iconic movies. And then a few years after that, you're like, damn, what the hell happened to that guy or that girl? Damn, they were really good. We don't see them act no more. The reason why is because they got their money and they started doing other things that they wanted to do. And plus, they probably didn't want, the celebrity life is not for everybody. As we know, it's not. The celebrity life is not for everybody. And I always took Josh Hartnett as one of those type of guys. Like, he just seems like a really chill guy. Like, he does not like all the bright lights and all the cameras. He doesn't like all the interviews. He seems like a really humble, to himself kind of person. Nanette says the girl from Dawson's Creek name is Michelle Williams. Yes, Michelle Williams. Yep. She played Molly in Halloween H2O as John's girlfriend. Also, she was the wife of Heath Ledger, the late Heath Ledger. May he rest in peace. Whoa, man. Yo, Blackest Eyes. Bro. Oh, man. I'm right there with you, my friend. I would love for us to get a Flat Faculty requel as well, or something, a sequel, whatever. And yeah, I would love him to come back as Zeke as well. That would be really, really cool. Love The Faculty. So fucking underrated. Such an underrated movie. That would be fantastic. I'm on board with you with that. Yeah, definitely, Keith. Definitely. I am definitely going to look into that. Do some fishing for sure. Wes says, I thoroughly enjoyed 2018 and Kills. Yeah, me too. I like Halloween Kills. I know it gets some flack, you know what I mean? and stuff. But I personally love Halloween Kills to a degree. I think that was Michael's movie. That movie was for Michael to have a lot of fun, do a lot of killing and stuff like that. And that's, I'm not against that because listen, guys, I mean, Michael is a character that we don't need a motive for why he kills. So all this excessive killing, in my opinion, makes sense to the character, for the character. I enjoyed Halloween Kills. Was there some things that bothered me? Yes, like the patient in the hospital, jumping off the roof and all that stuff. I felt like they could have done without all that. I felt like they could have done without, the whole saying evil dies tonight multiple times. But outside of that, I liked it. Thought it was a good movie. Get all the guys who beat down the guy that's on the stage who rushed Dave Chappelle to kill Michael Myers. Oh man. Oh man. They they'll kill Michael. They'll fucking break his arm. They'll break his leg. They'll do everything. Keith A says, "Peace. All have a good day." Hey, you have a good day too, Keith. Thank you for stopping in and sharing some of that information with me, my friend. I'm definitely going to do some homework on that. That is a fascinating rumor, my friend, for sure. Fascinating rumor. Blucka says, "Good stream. Have a good day 6 times and friends in chat." All right, you too, Blucka. Thank you for stopping in and enjoying the morning with me, my friend. I greatly appreciate that. You enjoy the rest of your day, man. Right. The blackest eyes. Yes, I'm interested in Loomis's son, especially if it had the same kind of energy. Yes, thank you. Yes. Do I want him to be exactly like his father, Dr. Loomis, Dr. Samuel Loomis? No. You have to have things that differentiate himself from, his dad. But the energy definitely has to be 100%, if not at least a 95% identical match. It has to be. The energy definitely has to be there if you are going to bring that character into the franchise. Totally on board with you with that one, for sure. The energy has to be there. And hopefully he has the voice down a little bit too. Hey, I mean, I know me and Bob have talked about it, and that is not impossible. A new Jamie trilogy after Ends, that could very well happen. And I'd be very much on board for it because, like I said, Danielle Harris deserves it. She deserves it to the fullest. Yes. Right. I agree, but no Thorn or psychic connection. Right. And yes, and Nanette agrees with that as well. Yes. No Thorn, no, no Jamie being mute, none of that, none of that rubbish as Donald Pleasance actually said about Halloween 5. None of that rubbish. None of it. Will not stand for it. I agree. I agree. We need the son of Loomis. I agree, man. I agree. See, listen, as much as I like this these Halloween 2018 Halloween Kills and hopefully will like Ends all in the same, as much as I like these movies, I would be lying to you if I say it definitely feels empty without having Loomis consistently. It does, man. It really does. It really does. There's a big hole. There's a big hole that needs to be filled, and it is Dr. Loomis's character. and I won't even want to say filled because I hate to say you can really never really fill those shoes. But if the character has a son, why not keep the legacy of that character alive? You know what I mean? Like, I would love to see the son of Dr. Loomis for sure. Absolutely. And I'm in agreement with you. We need the son of Loomis. We are so missing that Loomis, that just that character, the consistency, the energy that he brought to each and every fucking film. Even if, you know what I mean, even if you don't like Halloween 5, if you don't like Halloween 6, you cannot tell me that you can't watch those movies because Donald Pleasance is in it. Like, you can watch those movies because Donald Pleasance is in it. His character, his role alone makes you want to watch those movies even if they're not particularly good. Like, it definitely feels empty without Loomis. That's why when we got that retcon scene in Kills, of the reenactment from, the ending of 78 when Michael's captured and they had Tom Jones Jr., reenact Loomis, bro, I popped, man. Like, I was just like, what? I was just like, oh my God, like, this is fucking amazing. Like, we need more Loomis, man. We need Loomis back in the franchise. We do. It's an incredible void that is missing for sure. It is incredible. It is an incredible void. Definitely miss Dr. Loomis, man. Right. It really is. It really is. Even though I will say this, I think Hawkins, I get a lot of Loomis vibes off of Hawkins. He is clearly not Dr. Loomis, but I do get some Loomis vibes off Hawkins for sure, especially in terms of, when he says to Laurie, if only we knew then what we know now. That was kind of like Dr. Loomis. How for 7 years, Dr. Loomis tried so hard to understand Michael, and then he got to the point where there was no need to understand him at all. He just is what he is, But I definitely get some Loomis vibes off of Hawkins. I definitely do. But he isn't Loomis, but I do get the vibes. And then Nanette says, but there's a big thing. They made Halloween with a Dr. Loomis character, and he was not good at playing it like Donald Pleasance did. Yeah, you're talking about Zombies, Loomis, Malcolm McDowell. And the reason why that was, the reason why that was, Nanette, especially in the second Halloween, he was a completely different Loomis. Zombies Loomis was an opportunist. It wasn't so much more about helping Michael. It was about making money off of Michael's story. It wasn't about really helping Michael with Rob Zombie's version of Dr. Loomis. The original Dr. Loomis was obviously trying to help, trying to stop the madness that would ensue. That Dr. Loomis, Malcolm McDowell's depiction of Dr. Loomis, was about keeping the chaos going, was about keeping the story going, which is why in that second Halloween, you've seen that character evolve in that sense in terms of being that dickhead type of character. Like, automatically when he comes in into, when he's having the book selling and all that, and he comes in and he tells his publicist or his secretary, oh God, this poster is old Loomis. This right here is new Loomis. This is new Loomis. Right there, instantly, you knew that Rob was taking this character in a more sinister direction, in a far more sinister direction. That's why Rob Zombie's Dr. Loomis, Malcolm McDowell's Dr. Loomis, didn't resonate to a lot of OG Halloween fans because this wasn't the Dr. Loomis that we grew to know and love. I will say, though, for what the character was supposed to be, Malcolm McDowell did a great job. He did. He did a great job depicting this money-hungry doctor who did not give a shit about anybody but himself in his pockets. He did a fantastic job at portraying that, you know? So, like, obviously, and but that's the reason why, and that is because they are completely night and day, two different Loomis characters for sure. Yeah, I know, Nanette. You were talking about Malcolm McDowell. Yeah, I know. That's why I said they're the way that Rob wanted to depict Dr. Loomis's character was completely different than what we got in the originals. Completely different. The Blackest Eye says Hawkins had one interaction with Michael, and Michael Loomis knew him 15 years. Well, see, that's the thing, though. That's not entirely true because you got to remember they spent childhood years together in school. And remember, Hawkins actually was actually, if I'm not mistaken, Hawkins' sister or one of his family members or Michael's sister Judith babysitted Hawkins. So he knew Michael as a kid. He knew Michael for years, so he has them that year-long connection to Michael as well. Because remember, Hawkins even said that he used to just stare out his window, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. So Hawkins definitely did know Michael a lot longer than just one interaction. That night in '78 was not his first interaction with Michael. It wasn't. They interacted with each other as kids. I'll have to go back and really listen to the dialogue at the beginning of Kills, what Hawkins says. But Hawkins actually had a longer relationship, at least stemming from childhood, with Michael. He definitely did have a little bit more longer of a relationship than just one interaction. Yeah, Cat People. I remember that movie too. I remember that. Another one that I remember, or whatever and stuff. Sleepwalkers, and I think Sleepwalkers isn't Sleepwalkers another cat movie. It's been so long since I watched it, but Donald Pleasance is in that one as well. It was both of them. The Blackest Eyes. It was both of them. It was both Hawkins and his partner. They both interacted with Michael as a child. They both did. That's why Hawkins said he would just, he there was times he would it's either Hawkins said he was either Hawkins' partner was the one who said about Michael staring out the window, but Hawkins said something about, and I want now that it's kind of coming back to me. Hawkins might have said something about a doll or something. You know what? Real quick, while I got my phone over here, I'm actually going to replay that scene real quick. Before I head out, we're going to get to the bottom of this, exactly what the dialogue was. But I know for a fact that definitely Hawkins, I know for a fact, either used to be babysitted by Judith or Michael's or Hawkins' family used to babysit Michael. It's one of the two. But I know for a fact that Michael and Hawkins had interactions when they were kids. Let me pull this sucker up here real quick. And obviously, I'm going to have to turn it down so I don't get copyrighted and all that stuff. Come on, hurry up. Yeah, there we go. Got it. So let's see. Let's see exactly what Hawkins and his partner say. All right, here we go. All right, there we go. All right, we're at the scene now. About to talk about it. Okay, so his partner says, "Jesus, Frank, I used to know Michael as a kid, or whatever. He was real weird. Used to pluck the butterfly wings off, off the butterflies." So that's what his partner said. Okay, yes. So Hawkins used to go over to Michael's house to play because his mom used to make him go over there to play and stuff. So yes, Michael and Hawkins have, they've had longer interaction. And that's when he brings up about Michael always staring out of his sister's window. So his partner, just for clarification, his partner remembers him as being the kid who was weird, who would pluck the wings off of butterflies. And Hawkins remembers him because Hawkins' mom used to make Hawkins go over there and play with Michael, and Michael would always be staring out of his sister's window. So yeah, Hawkins and Michael definitely have a little bit more of a stronger link, and may not be to the well. If you really think about it, though, he's known Michael now for longer even than Loomis. He knew Michael before Loomis, So they're definitely linked together for sure. Definitely linked together for sure. No, you're good, man. And honestly, I'm glad that you brought that up. You know what I mean? Because it's good to get things like that clarified. You know what I mean and stuff, because you can easily get it confused that it was his partner who said that for sure. But yeah, man, that's why I think I definitely get a lot of Loomis vibes off of Hawkins. You know what I mean? So is he Dr. Loomis? No. It's so hard to, obviously replace an icon like that. But he definitely does give me some Loomis vibes for sure. And I think he's gonna have a chance to rectify himself and get a shot at Michael, much like Loomis did, in that reenactment scene. And then obviously we saw Hawkins stop him from shooting him in the head. I think that we are going to get a scene like that where Hawkins actually gets his chance up close and in person. It's going to be interesting to see for sure. I cannot wait for this movie. I can't. We are officially what? How many days away exactly? Excuse me. We got 2 days left in this month. September has what? 30, 31 days? 30. So I say we're roughly like we're under 50 days away. We're under 50 days away till the movie comes out. Excited. I'm really excited. It's going to be fascinating to see what this movie is going to, how this movie is going to turn out and what's going to happen. And let's see if we get some of these surprise cameos and roles, see if we get Busta Rhymes and Tara Banks and stuff like that. Man, it's definitely interesting, man. Like this is going to be a great movie. I have a feeling. Right in that, I'm always thinking about stuff like this. Yeah, you know what I mean. It's always good to keep an open mind and always be thinking about po- other avenues other than the information we already have and stuff. It's always good to put on your thinking cap and be like, okay, so what can they do with this, and who could they do this scene with, and stuff like that. It's always good to put on your thinking cap. Angela Halo in the chat. Hey, thank you for stopping in. I hope you're having a great morning. Happy Monday to you as well. She says, Happy Monday. I'm so excited for October, Halloween, Terrifier 2, and the Chucky series. Yes, I tell you, as horror fans, we are in a really good time right now, everybody. You got to think with Angela just said, with Halloween, Terrifier 2, the Chucky series, then you got to think about next year. I mean, Scream's coming out in March. Then you got the potential Friday the 13th movie coming out. Saw, like, guys, we are in such a good time right now as horror fans. Man, it's a really good time to be a horror fan. It's a really good time to be a horror fan. I am so excited for all these movies that are coming out. It's going to be fun. It's going to be really fun. Now, all we got to do is get confirmation on a new Nightmare on Elm Street. Hopefully we get that. That's the next one. We got Friday the 13th. Now, even though it's not 100%, I'm really, really confident that we are getting this new Friday the 13th movie next year. I don't think Sean Cunningham is going to allow that to be posted on his bio of Cameo if he doesn't already have a script and a story already set in place. Speaking of Terrifier, guys, I haven't created the stream yet. I'm gonna create the stream when I get home from work and all that stuff. But stay tuned tomorrow. Keep your notifications. Keep an eye on your notifications because tomorrow night I will be doing a live watch party of Terrifier, the original Terrifier. It will be a first time watch for me, so please no spoilers and all that stuff. I'm gonna have Bob on the stream if he can. I'm pretty sure he'll have time to join. I'm gonna see if Killjoy Jake is gonna be available. I am going to be inviting Val. Hopefully Val can make it, and Nanette is going to be on the panel as well. So yeah, that's why I haven't done any like videos or anything in reference to Terrifier 2, the trailer and all that stuff, because I have not even watched the original yet. So just keep an eye on your notifications and all that stuff. And hopefully you guys will want to join tomorrow night for the watch party for Terrifier. It's definitely going to be a fun time. Good question, Angela. I was talking about this actually before you came on. I do think we're going to get more Halloween movies in our lifetime. This is what I feel. I feel like they are going to kill Michael Myers off in Halloween Ends to signify the end of this timeline. And like I said earlier, the reason why I believe that is because John Carpenter, who's a heavy consultant in this new trilogy, and David Gordon Green is supposed to be depicting this trilogy off the vision of what John Carpenter wanted for Michael Myers. He wanted to kill the character off so he can take the Halloween franchise in a different direction. Jamie Lee Curtis in Halloween H2O wanted to kill the character of Michael Myers off so that her character could not only seem like the ultimate final girl, but because she did not want to do any more Halloween movies. So I do think that they are going to kill Michael off in this timeline. However, I think that what will happen is when they do go to make a new Halloween movie based around Michael Myers, we will be either getting a retcon of the Jamie Lloyd story, possibly John Tate in there as well, or they're just going to blow up the entire franchise and start from scratch to where we're going to see a newer, younger Michael Myers. That's what I think is going to happen. But I do think we are going to get more Halloween movies in our lifetime because, as John Carpenter said, Michael Myers is money. And there's one thing, if there's one thing that we know that Hollywood and movies in general love is money. So definitely we will be getting more Halloween movies. How long after it ends, I can't tell you. I think roughly it will be 5 years until we get another movie. So if this movie obviously is 2022, it will probably be till 2027 till we see Michael Myers on screen again. On screen again, I should say. Definitely messed that up. But I think for sure we are definitely going to get more Halloween movies. He's too much of a cash cow to not make Halloween movies. Angela says Terrifier is a great time. I think you will enjoy it. I hope so. I mean, I've seen the trailer for 2. I definitely piqued my interest into wanting to watch the original more. 2 does look like it's a bloody good time. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm gonna have to see, you know what I mean, what this original about and see if I like it. My mom is a very big fan of Terrifier. She loves Terrifier. So, you know what I mean? She is very excited that I'm gonna give this a chance. I'm optimistic I'll like it. I hear a lot of great things about it. I know Killjoy Jake loves it. That's why I want to have him on the panel as well if he has time to join us. I know he loves that movie. So definitely going to reach out to him, see what he's doing tomorrow night, and see if he has time to stop in and see if we can get him on the panel. Real quick. I am Ice Lord says, I'll be there. I'll be there. Though I may stumble my way, I'll be there. Sounds good to me, brother. Like it. Like it a lot. Sounds good to me, man. I'm gonna see what Katie's doing tomorrow night too. See if she wants to join the panel as well. Blackest I said 6 times. I'm actually excited to see your reaction to Terrifier. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be a fun time. If you guys have watched any of my watch parties and stuff, and you guys know my reactions, then you guys know you're in for a really good time. I'm a very expressive person. Like I can't help myself, you know. So it should definitely set up to be a fun time for sure. You know, my expressions, you know, and my reactions are pretty damn good. I'm not gonna lie. And it's not like I try to do them for the sake of the stream to add entertainment value. That is my actual reaction. You know what I mean? Every reaction you get from me is real and authentic. It's it's not, it's not acting or anything like that. Every reaction you get from me is genuine and real. Like, oh man. Oh, you done started it. I don't have the clip, but it's okay. I got it. I got most of it anyway. Hold on. How does it start? Hold on. How does this shit start off? What is it? Are you a little? No, it starts off with something else before that. But it's like, are you a little hungry? Are you getting hungry? I wanna be a hot dog. Be a hot dog tonight. I'm a hot dog. Hot dog. Be a hot, or however the hell it goes. I gotta rewatch the clip and write it down word for word because I love that damn song. But that part, if you wanna dip me in spicy mustard, you can because I'm a hot dog. Wow. Like that fucking clip is gold. I gotta rewatch that clip, and I am literally gonna write it down word for word so I can not only sing it on the stream or whatever and stuff. I actually want to do a video of me cooking hot dogs while singing that song. I have this thing already planned out. I already have this planned out. I was sitting there making hot dogs yesterday. I'm like singing the song, and I'm like, huh, I should do a video with me singing a song while making hot dogs. I got to go out and buy me some more spicy mustard too. Hey, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to make it as authentic as possible. I'm going to try to anyway. That is a jam, though. That song, it just sticks in your head, man. It just does. Like, especially the part, if you want to dip me in spicy mustard. That's so good. Oh my goodness. Oh man. Oh man. Yeah, I actually did try to look it up. I put it in. I put it in as spicy mustard song, and nothing came up for it. So I might have to hit Craven up and just ask him what is the title of that and stuff. Or what I might just do is actually go back in one of Craven's streams, play the song. You know what I mean? Write it down word for word and all that stuff, and then go from there. But yeah, I definitely want to do that video. I definitely want to do that video for sure. Heck yeah. Fucking spicy mustard. Oh man, that is a classic. Oh man, I love that song. It just is so catchy, man. Like I remember when he played that the first night, and I'm just sitting there, I'm just like, what? Like it's just like, what the hell is this? But you can't help but laugh at it, especially when the part comes up. If you wanna dip me in spicy mustard, like I'm sorry, I know every guy when if they have a girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, you know what I mean, whatever is your preference, you know what I mean. I know if you hear that song, you look at your mate and you just automatically look at them and say, if you wanna dip me in spicy mustard, like that is something you say to your mate to fuck with them, you know, to play around. You know what I mean? Like it's definitely fun, definitely a fun song. Annette asks, Marcus, can I have clips on my stream or will StreamYard not let me on my phone? No, you can have clips. I'm just going to be honest with you, Nanette. It's better if you would invest in a laptop because, and I've used StreamYard on my phone before. Using StreamYard's features on your phone is difficult. It is because you have to, and sometimes I don't know if it does it for you, but sometimes, like when you're trying to click on the comments or when you're trying to click on the overlays and the clips and stuff, sometimes it jumps. Sometimes like for some reason it jumps and it won't let you get to where you're trying to go. So it's not that you can't play the clips or anything on your phone. It just is more difficult to do it on your phone than it is an actual laptop. It really is. Actually, Angela, I am about to head off of here for this stream here in a couple minutes. I was going to end it about a half hour ago, but you know how this goes. Sometimes, you know, it's when you are in the middle of a great conversation. When I'm in the middle of a great conversation with you guys, hey, I will extend the stream. Sometimes, you know, I just, you know, ramble and go longer. You know what I mean? And stuff. And plus, I'm glad that I did go a little bit longer. We're at over 3 hours because I was an hour and a half late. You know what I mean? I did not hear my alarm. I overslept. I had this stream set for 6 a.m. The Blackest Eyes in the Net and others were already in the chat showing their support and all that stuff. And I was, you know, late. You know what I mean? So I owed it to you guys to go a little bit longer, you know, for your guys' support and your patience, most importantly. But Angela says, my kids are being crazy. Hopefully, I'm back before you get off. If not, I'll definitely be there for your Terrifier watch party. I always watch your channel. Have a great day, my friends. Thank you so much, Angela. I greatly appreciate that. Appreciate the support. And you have a great day. And, you know, and hopefully the kids chill out. You know, I I don't have kids of my own, but my sister does have kids, and I know it can be a handful at times. So, you know, definitely, I mean, take care of what you got to take care of, and I will definitely see you tomorrow night for Terrifier watch party. And thank you for all of your support. And that's saying goodbye to Angela. And that's basically what I'm about to do here now, too, guys. I'm about to say goodbye, for this stream. Who knows? I mean, depends on how I'm feeling later. I might, do another stream. It depends. I know I do want to get some videos uploaded and all that stuff. So it just depends how, everything plays out, after work and all that stuff. And how, if I can get some of these videos that I want to knock off. If I have some time tonight, maybe I might do another stream, maybe. But I will definitely be there tomorrow night for Terrifier watch party. Obviously, once again, please make sure to check your notifications so you get that notification and all that stuff. I'm gonna make the stream here after I'm done on here. Well, after I get home from work, I should say. Oh God, man, sometimes I cannot talk. Take a sip of this water. That will help. But yeah, definitely will be there for tomorrow night's watch party. I'm probably going to set it anywhere between 9 and 10 o'clock. So just, keep your eyes peeled for the notification and stuff like that. As definitely, I'm optimistic that I'm going to enjoy the movie. I'm more optimistic now, more so than ever, that I'm after watching the trailer for part 2, that I'm going to enjoy the first one than I ever was before. For sure. It's going to be a fun time. And plus, with everybody on the panel, it's definitely going to be a fun time. I'm really excited for it. Really, really excited for it. Also, guys, before I head out, and anybody who watches this replay, as I said it at the beginning of the stream, obviously major channel announcement was that my merch store is now live. I have 2 designs put together that you guys can pick from. And by the end of the night, I will have a total of 4 designs that you guys can pick from. So guys, hit the merch store, check it out, see if you like some stuff. And if, obviously want to purchase some things, do your thing. And obviously down the line, I will be creating some QR codes so that I will be giving you guys some discounts and all that stuff. So, you guys aren't having to spend an arm and leg all the time, because I'm not going to lie, some of my stuff is pretty expensive. You know what I mean? So I am going to be whipping up some QR codes, to, put together, so I can give you guys some discounts and all that stuff. But definitely check out the merch store, see if you see if you like what I have in there so far. And yeah, check it out. I'm excited. I'm excited to do more merch. That's honestly, outside of doing the videos and stuff, guys, that's like become my big thing. Is merch. Like I like to design stuff now. So I definitely got some ideas. Definitely got some ideas. And I hope once I post them live on my merch channel or on my merch store, hopefully you guys like them as well. All right, everyone, that is it for this stream. Once again, thank you to everybody who showed up. I greatly appreciate you guys, especially, again, sorry for the delay, for the 1.5-hour delay. You guys are troopers. You guys stuck through it with me, and we had a very, very good conversation. Once again, this is I Shot Him 6 Times YouTube horror movie channel. I'm your host, Marcus. Peace out till later, you guys. Have a great day. I shot him 6 times.